Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos a un nuevo directo. Esta vez reaccionando a la semifinal y la final de la RLCS 1v1 de Europa. Ahorita, si no me equivoco, va a jugar Mawkzy versus Zen. La otra semifinal ganó Nass. Hola Lucas, hola Lucho, hola Benicio.
From Nass, the celebrations, the frustrations of OSAF, but Nass, what a series. I imagine you were feeling the emotion in that one.
Yeah, it's really stressful, but I'm happy I pulled through.
Acaba de ganar a los Up, el Nass. El otro día reaccioné Zen versus Osap, le ganó a los Up.
I was asking, you know, was the last series a good warm-up?
Pero Nass juega mejor.
This one felt like it was finally a good back and forth between you and your opponent.
Yeah, I think he played really well. I think this is like the hardest matchup. I mean, alongside with Zen, I played in this one.
Puede que sí, Luchito.
And I mean, I'm just really happy I won.
Yeah, no, I mean, no kidding. I did want to ask, and some of the other guys want to know too. We've seen you in a bunch of different facilities before. We're just trying to figure out where this one is. Where are you at playing from right now?
I'm playing from like the PXL college. They've been really nice, and they let me play here because my Wi-Fi at home is really bad, and the ping is good here. So I'm really happy that I can play here.
Hey, shout out! That's awesome. Yeah, we're just looking. It looks like someone's got a meeting in the background. And you're just here casually.
That's my brother.
Oh, that's your brother. Okay,
Yeah,
hey, shout out. That's awesome. That's really cool. You got the family support there as well. Yeah, it's just cool to see you doing your thing and overcoming OSAF here. Talking about OSAF before we talk about your next matchup here and what it could be. Tell me about OSAF because a lot of people are real fans of him now after seeing what he's playing. What was OSAF doing so well, do you think, that he was able
El que gane el partido de ahorita le toca jugar contra Nass en la final.
First of all, I think his kickoffs are really good. I actually struggled with them quite a bit.
Yo creo que va a ganar Nass la final, no sé.
To like find ways
A ver
around,
qué pasa haciendo la final.
faking it sometimes. But his kickoffs are really good. I think he's a really mechanical player as well. He's kind of scary in the air.
Es el más querido, pero yo creo que Nass superior a Zen.
But yeah, he's a good player overall.
Yeah, no kidding. I think most people are going to be able to walk away and say, yeah, he's a good player. But you did overcome him, and you've made it to the grand finals now. Looking at who you could potentially face, it's Mawkzy and Zen as the opposites. I guess for you, I'm going to ask the classic question. You know, who do you think's going to win that one, and who do you maybe want? Because you know there could be a little bit of that retaliation against Zen if he makes it to the grand finals.
I think Mawkzy is gonna win it because he's been playing really well, and I look, you want to play Mawkzy as well. I haven't played him in a while. I've played him in the past a lot of times, so I'm really comfortable against him.
Hey, well, we're only going to be able to find out once we play that match. Naz, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go and get prepped up for this one. Looks like you're playing great so far. I just got a question for you. We're going to chat after the grand finals?
Yes, Leaf, we are.
I love it. All right, hold on to that promise. We'll see you in a bit.
See you.
And there it is, Naz in the grand finals. The last year when he played a top 6 was the best placement. He was dropped out to Atto, but here he is, a chance now to prove that everyone that believed him in the past should have been believing him and is right to. So this is really good, Johnny, here that what we're seeing.
Absolutely. I love this for Nass. You know, he didn't get the result he wanted last time. He came in as one of the absolute favorites, maybe the RLCS one in the EU.
Estaban empatados 8-8. Pero al final le ganó a Nass.
This year he's going the whole distance and he says he's going to win it all. He sounds convincing as well. But what a result for OSAF. He'll be right now, and I'm sure for quite a while, very sad about how he lost in Game 6, especially having such a lead. He won't feel like he played that one out well, but overall this tournament has been absolutely incredible for him. I really do believe this is going to be something that his career's already obviously kickstarted, but it's going to completely skyrocket his career, and everybody should be paying attention to his play. He is seriously the real deal.
If I don't see a OSAF stream on Monday, I'm going to be so upset. Like this is the time, mate.
Al final ganó Nass 4-2.
Let the world know exactly who you are, just how good you are, because there are going to be people looking at him and going, "All right, Freeze, how are you feeling about trying to translate that there?"
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, take after Osiris, get on that content grind right now, you know? At this point, this is the wave. You've got a lot of fans. You've proven yourself. Nass himself said he was stressed out in that. He just told me everything that he was doing wrong. Keep that going.
¿Quién creen que gana?
See him again.
Mawkzy o Zen?
Maybe even threes as well. This is
Mawkzy muy bueno también,
these players
en el
who put their
1v1.
name out onto the market for any of these teams, especially in the European region. Johnny, I find that European region is really good at pulling in some of these players and trying to integrate them into the 3v3 ecosystem.
Yeah, particularly the French scene. They've been the best at it in the world over the past few seasons, but Osaft coming in from Germany, obviously he said the first people he's going to call after his big win yesterday is his German friends from the scene. I would love to see him get a chance to play with some of the best players in Europe. You know, I want to see the up-and-comers like Osaft, like Red Mob, get opportunities like that. Even Lord Valdemar, you know, he dropped out earlier in the weekend. But these players, they really impress me, and it looks like their playstyle can translate to 3v3.
Aquí ya se sigue.
Well,
¿Quién es mejor?
there and maybe a little bit break
Uno
as
versus
well
uno.
for Osaft as he is out of the tournament.
Europa.
And we move to our next semifinal. One more player to send to the grand finals. Mawkzy versus Zen. I know a lot of people got their hearts
Igual
set on Zen,
7.7,
but
Zen
Mawkzy was the
6.1.
one that Nass was calling out as the likely candidate.
Ahí está la cabra.
Grand finals
1v1.
and I feel like most people are going to be back in that.
I feel like everybody's had to play so much Rocket League already today. And what is this? 3.5
¿Cuál
hours
subcampeón del mundo?
broadcast, and
Mawkzy.
everybody's like, oh, now I've got to play some Rocket League. Okay, everybody else has had to scrap it until I make my debut on today's broadcast. But he's looked like the best player coming into this event, Johnny. He's looked like the best player during this event as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Mawkzy has been the best performer so far. He's the guy coming
Yo digo que gana.
from the upper bracket, so for me, I agree. I think Mawkzy is the
Mawkzy va a ganar, creo yo.
He will be most people's pick to win this. I think for Zen, it's more the you know, for him it's about finding.
Él solo se dedica a jugar casi más 1v1.
It's about finding the balance between aggression and
Zen es más de 2v2, 3v3.
defense. He can't be too defensive against Mawkzy, or Mawkzy's going to roll completely
Y
through.
es un tryhard el
But
Mawkzy,
at the
madre
same
mía.
time, if he's too aggressive, Mawkzy's going to see him coming, and he's going to low 50 his way to victory. So Zen has to find the balance.
Aggressive fan vote is live. Hashtag Mock, hashtag Zen.
Zen siento que se deja mucho llevar por esas mecánicas complicadas. Voy a hacerlo sencillo.
When you take Rocket League seriously, you start to lose. You gotta have fun. You gotta loosen up and let that flow state kick in. We'll see. We still think it's going to be a great showing there for Zen. The question is,
Eso le puede resultar mal. No puede dejar por fácil para el rival.
With Nass and who's going to be joining Nass into those grand finals. Shogun, I'm going to set you up as our first candidate for predictions here.
Listen, sometimes I feel like you just got to go with the analysts on this. I mean, Nass is saying that he's the best, Johnny's saying that he's the best, and that's the. But I'm not saying
Épico la final,
I'm
Nass versus Zen.
I'm going with Zen.
You know, there he is. There he is.
Venga, para que la final esté guapa, va a ganar Zen ahorita.
Okay.
Todos queremos ver Nass versus Zen.
Then what Johnny is going to think on this one, because he's the smart 1v1 analyst. What's going to happen here?
You know, I'm seeing all of the chances, all the reasons why Mawkzy should win this, and I agree with a lot of them. But there's just something about Zen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm picking Mawkzy. I think it's Mawkzy.
Too late. You're getting CJ'd on this one. You're getting CJ'd.
I think Mawkzy's gonna win.
Baitió, ¿no?
Well, I think if I were to use my brain, I think I know where I'm going on this one. But at the same time, I do think this is a lot funnier. I am also going to go with the greatest player in Rocket League. I am rocking with the Zen.
Right, I'll put them on for the screenshot. Just so you,
Okay.
I know that's what you want, but
There we
Van a
go.
final los tres con Zen.
Okay, that took me like 2 minutes.
I did fake out.
Pone las gafas porque
Production got faked. Like,
el Zen estaba ocupando gafas. El anterior partido.
Glasses pulled, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think really, realistically, it's got to be
No,
Mawkzy.
that's fair. And I
Haciendo
think
como un meme.
reasonably, if you're looking on paper, that's probably the right call to make. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to have some fun. Chat, split down the middle. Let's find out who is joining Nass in the grand finals of
Ahora
the
sí.
1v1 European
Semifinal
tournament.
número
We've
2.
got Mawkzy. We've got Zen.
Mawkzy versus
It's a
Zen.
French face down. Let's see what happens.
RLCS chat, here we go. We might have had 11,000 plus people enter this tournament, but there was only ever really 3. We have Nass waiting in the grand final, and we have Zen and Mawkzy playing a best of 7 to see who gets to advance. It's game 1, brought to you by Progressive, CJ.
El primer saque le gana Zen, pero Mawkzy es muy rápido. 50 aéreo, gana Zen. No. La. Lo al control.
You saw him lean back. He tried. I think he tried to reset there after he watched some weird dashes not work out. He's like, wait a second.
Por ejemplo, eso es innecesario lo que
He's
sé.
been live watching all the matches before this. He hasn't been prepping or
Por
practicing.
eso le
He's
quiere
been
tanto
watch
a
party.
la gente al
He's been
Zen.
farming content to get
Que es un
ready
poco medio
for this
freestyle,
match.
¿verdad?
And now he's ready to go. He needs to shake it off. Who knows if he's even been in game?
Como que le gusta a la gente. Mecánicas difíciles.
Some early shots in this tie 0-0 game.
Yeah, well, he farms content during the match as well, let alone in the watch parties beforehand. This guy's an absolute superstar. Make sure you tune into his stream if you want to see the Mawkzy POV over here, though. Zen should be the man that is warmed up. We obviously saw his performance coming through earlier on today, and gets a nice doink over the top.
Nope.
See Johnny thinking Mawkzy's going to be able to get the job done.
Terrible.
Just with fundamentals and just how solid he
Pasa
is.
con el techo.
Perhaps some of Zen's
Fake.
1v1 weaknesses, given he hasn't played in a few
Nope.
years, and they've become apparent throughout this tournament.
Yeah, Mawkzy is.
Uf.
Well, I was gonna say it doesn't matter.
Creo que no
what I
tenía
was
mucho
gonna say, because
turbo en
right now he
Mawkzy.
just put the ball in his own net, and Zen
no
convinced
tenía
him
casi.
to, as he takes an air roll
Estaba
shot
cero,
from
más bien.
distance, so well placed. I don't know if Mawkzy. I think he's just trying to get up the best.
Vale,
save he
ganando
could,
Zen
but he ends up
1-0.
putting it off of that crossbar right back into his own car. Zen gets to start in the lead.
Yeah, it looked like Mawkzy drove in between
no controlo bien la bola ahí.
and I feel like if he just had 12-13 in the tank, it would
Okay.
have been enough, but not to
Luego
be.
challenge.
There's an instant challenge from Zen. He wants none of this Mawkzy flick nonsense.
Ay, no,
and
se la
he's
comió.
missed. Bit of a close
Missed.
there. It wasn't entirely wide
Ah,
open.
literal.
He expects Zen to score. Counter-attack Mawkzy, reset. Goes low, he goes for the fake. He's done it twice now, but hasn't taken full advantage just yet.
And was not able to starve Zen out at all here.
Benito.
So he backs off, allows Zen to get all the way to the net. The backflip
Back
flick to
flick.
go over the top. Zen
Ol.
follows it up and gets a second goal.
It looked like Zen was trying to hunt Mawkzy for the bump. That's kind of looked like why Mawkzy didn't jump straight away in this challenge. Kind of drove underneath Zen, but quickly changed his mind there. The Vitality man threw it on net, 2-0.
We see Zen picking up everybody's tricks. We saw Mawkzy doing that in
Buen saque de
previous
Mawkzy.
matches of this tournament. He hasn't even played Zen yet, but maybe Zen paying attention as he has used it against him. Now to the air, Mawkzy is going to have really strong anti-air defense today if he wants to stop
Terrible
Zen. He got him
resets.
down to the ground for the
golazo.
first time, but Zen is back up and finds the backflip for the third goal.
Well, Mawkzy's got to warm up, and he's got to warm up real quick. This is going the wrong way for him. Zen, instant pop. And as soon as Mawkzy committed,
Buena.
he found little mustard over the top into the left-hand side. What a start here for him.
Yeah, this is about as good as it gets for Zen. I think that
Buen
he can
peo
take
de
advantage of the
Mawkzy.
fact that this is a bit more of a
Ay, quedó mal.
normal situation
Gol.
for him. This is the first time that Mawkzy's ever streamed at this level, hopping straight into a tournament. I'm not sure if he feels nervous or maybe, you know, it's not working out how he'd like.
Bueno,
Maybe
pégale al
just
palo.
stick through it. I doubt he turns his cam off or his mic off.
Confunde al
He'll
rival
find
muchísimo, eh.
something here soon. But for now, Zen needs to try and cement this game as early as possible. Mawkzy's played from behind thousands of times. We've seen comebacks
Control.
from him in any individual game.
Al
To bring
dribble.
almost anything
Bravo.
back.
Al
Zen
dribble.
is never safe. Even as Zen up 4, he needs to push it even more if he wants to guarantee game number 1.
Smart play from Zen as well there. He could have potentially gone for the shot challenging Mawkzy, but instead took his boost.
Regalito para el Mawkzy.
Space. Tends to not stick around
Tiro
as
directo.
much as what we see,
Ah, eso no sabe
you know, the
funcionar.
likes of Nass
A no ser que esté muy mal colocado el rival.
Go for that 100 boost. Mawkzy just needs to get on the board
Mawkzy.
here and get the ball rolling. You know, he's got the flicks. We put him as
Ahí
the
dribble,
best flick in the
bump.
world. When he's scrolling,
Down
and
a dribble,
sometimes
bump.
the Andrew bump is all you need. He finds his first.
Yeah, this is reminiscent of the, I think, first ever 1v1 game played on land, or 1v1 series at least. There were single games. Mawkzy versus Yan last year. When the nerves kicked in, it became a
Sergio.
veritable bump fest back
So
and forth.
safe.
Mawkzy has tons of stuff he can do, but when he's nervous, he just goes back to that. And it works for him. So, you know, until it stops working, there's no reason not to go to it.
Fue control.
But it's his only goal right now. Zen
Press
not gonna go
fake.
for the ceiling when Mawkzy gets up there way before he's anywhere
Press it.
close. Instead, back down to the ground.
Close.
This time, an incredible save from Mawkzy.
Casi,
And
casi,
always
casi.
panicking, but Zen backed away and allowed Mawkzy to control it.
Bien el pie.
Again, just finds that back corner sanctuary to grab the 100 boost then. Tracking back, trying to fake out
¿Y tú?
a pop, and he got the challenge that he needed, but I don't know what just happened there. Zen just left the net wide open and Mawkzy wasn't willing to shoot.
I don't know why he didn't go up higher.
No, y la regaló el Mawkzy.
It felt free. I wonder if that's
Reset.
just the respect Mawkzy has for Zen's recoveries, but he's only got one goal here. 3 minutes 30.
buena salvada.
Cut off early by Zen, diving in. Mawkzy loves his demo.
Un saludo
It's a
para
train demo. Zen
México.
got up to speed. This ball is going to roll to Mawkzy, so he'll have a ability to pick it up early. And now Zen waiting in net off pads. Flick denied. Zen has open field, but this ball not likely to get to net fast enough for it to be free.
He's going to try and dish it in. He's going to try and fake out Mawkzy. It does just that. There's the
Yo soy diamante 2, Sergio.
He's on an absolute roll.
Mawkzy
Uf, vaya fake ahí.
flipped out of that in and out, but it's so tough to know. You don't want to flip through and send yourself flying away
1-5.
and not be around in the play. Mawkzy, this is a great wave dash kickoff, solid possession. Let's see his aerial game. People like to say he doesn't have it. He definitely does, but Zen, oh, I thought was going to have better defense, but he only gets a soft touch. It still goes in.
It's better for Mawkzy. That's building confidence. We saw his flick before, just getting no angle on it. And
Sailing shoot,
not
sailing
really
shot.
trusting himself at the moment with the
Ay, casi la
mechanics,
saca.
but the more he takes to the sky and gets
Más de 5 años,
comfortable in this
Sergio.
game as well. I've got to remember, it is his first game of the day. And he's just been sitting there being a view party Andy basically the whole day. So surely he's got to take at least a game to get motoring.
Yeah, and view partying is hard.
Viene dribbling.
For me, much harder than playing in the tournament.
Reset.
For sure. So Mawkzy's just not used to it.
Arsenal
Oh
reset.
my
Out.
goodness, Zen, the wave dash shot bottom left to make it 6-2.
There was so much sauce on the wave dash as well. Absolutely rips the ball. He gets 123 kilometers an hour along the ground there, Fear. That's tasty.
Mawkzy needs a strong kickoff.
50,
This
bastante igualado.
one's not gone, but it does need to be every kickoff in his favor. And this one, you know, not going his way. I was going to say Mawkzy in this situation wastes time. I wasn't sure if Zen was
Hola,
going
Roberto.
to, but he definitely does as he brings this to his back wall.
Sailing.
Tries to bait in Mawkzy. And
Controlcito,
usually this leads to even
reset.
more goals as you take
What a
advantage
save,
of
what
a
a save.
desperate player who's behind and has no choice but to dive. At this point, Zen has already wasted enough time that it's not really matters. Not really going to matter what happens.
Here we go
So
again.
Zen, one more?
Y casi juego a diario.
Why not?
Ranked.
Goal reset, end to end. I mean, he just put it in reverse and went again. Hit the replay button even. And went end to
buen
end.
gol
This
ese.
time capitalizes. That's 7 goals.
Uy, casi.
On the EU 1v1 champ from last season, Fear, and that's got to do wonders for his confidence.
Yeah, we've talked about how Mawkzy, you know, he was rolling through the tournament, no losses at all. Red Mob was able to take a game off him, but I think only after Mawkzy had gotten a couple, so he has not
buena salvada.
trailed in a series. This will be new
Zenito,
to him here.
la damos
in
primer
this
partido.
tournament. Zen wins game number 1, had the lead the whole way through in this game, and now has the lead in the series, putting Mawkzy on the back foot for the first time.
You mentioned it before, we have seen lock-in mode being activated by Mawkzy, whether he turns his camera off, he turns his stream off, or something or other. So we'll have to see if he pushes that panic button early on, 1-0 down. It was a strong performance from Zen. Mawkzy had a lot of chances, but
Yo creo que este partido queda esta serie 4-2, algo así.
He wasn't really able to get that flick game going, and it just looked like he had
De momento bien el Zen.
about him. He wasn't quite trusting.
A ver qué tal el siguiente
to get
partido.
past Zen.
Yeah, I think that we can almost be summarized by a play that Mawkzy made before any goals went in. The ball went into
Sí,
his
pero
hands,
Mawkzy es muy bueno.
Zen wasn't even really close, wasn't even really pressuring him. And
Cuidadito.
Mawkzy just had this weird landing mismatch where he's like rolling around, doing 360s, and just not behaving like we normally expect to see from Mawkzy. And I think that gives an idea of the moments getting to Mawkzy a little bit at the start. Now he gets to shake that off. Unfortunately, you know, Zen did get that lead that was big enough for it to not matter. I think it was maybe something like 5 goals. So maybe since then it has been fairly equal, but that deficit had already happened. Mawkzy gets a fresh start here in game number 2 though, as we'll be back to 0-0.
Juego número 2.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can guarantee. This guy's only going to get better and better after his first game. First game warm-up, it
Saque.
always is. Doesn't matter the game mode. And Mawkzy, it's a crap
Favorable para Mawkzy, pero Zen bien ahí.
well.
Buena defensa.
What rotation in 1v1? He cuts the ball straight away with a 0 boost in the tank, and just keeping Mawkzy honest with these little
la perdió.
turns. It's done him again here, Mawkzy. First goal for Zen. He's just a little behind the pace.
Vale, inicia ganando.
Yeah,
Sí.
Mawkzy, it doesn't seem like he's playing his normal game. I'm not even sure why he did that last jump. He should have definitely been able to tell that Zen was going to take it away.
Kickoff.
He's been panicking, delay kickoff from Zen. He even had a little wave dash as
Lo ganó
well. So
Zen,
mix
gol.
of a delay and a wave dash. He's going to use both to get the second goal.
Yeah, this is starting to get ugly. He's just a step ahead. The delayed kickoff, as you mentioned, too good. Mawkzy, known for his kickoffs, but right there, he just didn't quite read Zen. He's, as I said, he was a step behind in the air and a step behind in the mental game as well.
I think we need to see Mawkzy get a chance to get,
turbo.
get to what he really likes to do. Maybe launch a flick
Hacia la
here,
pared.
just to kind of remind himself who he
Fake.
is. Zen should not let that happen, and you can see Zen positioning, doing his best to get Mawkzy
Esperando,
no chance,
esperando.
instantly pre-jumping a potential
Creo que el
setup
Zen.
for a flick, diving
Uy,
right back on the ball,
casi.
has forced Mawkzy completely away and has turned what is normally a position that's very advantageous for Mawkzy into a position for Zen. Great defense from Mawkzy.
A ver, aquí.
Nice touch there, and now this is Mawkzy's favorite spot. We need to
Toma.
see something good. Nice read of the early challenge. Mawkzy gets a goal.
Zen missed a bit.
What a save.
I mean, how often do you see that from him? Just drove
No,
completely
flick de
around
Mawkzy.
it and left him in big trouble. Pre-flip to just grab a couple of pads and then turned into an instant challenge. And I think Mawkzy recognized he was in a little bit of trouble. He's looking for the early challenge. He's found 2 goals as Zen
Dos.
has faked the kickoff, but Mawkzy is starting to warm up.
Mawkzy has seen, 1,000
le fakeó, pero no salió.
of these in the last week.
No se comió el
He
fake.
has watched everybody do that fake kickoff. He is ready for it. It is not convincing enough for him as Mawkzy equalizes here to try and get his wheels underneath him. He's in a tough spot.
Buena salvada.
Trying to save all 21 first to get back up in the air, but it's
Buena
not gonna
jugada,
work.
el bote.
Zen gets the third.
Le favoreció el Zen.
Close, but maybe the option was just to kill it to the corner and cop the fact that he's going to be on 0 boost. Just didn't stick on the ball, and I thought it was interesting there, that last kickoff there for the single jump. Last season, particularly in 1v1,
Están haciendo varios saques diferentes.
he just knew how to do the wave dash kickoff better than anyone else, but Zen on that occasion just got him.
Yeah, I think he's lost his edge there slightly. He definitely, was one of the first people who would use it as their main kickoff. It became clear it was very advantageous in ones. Mawkzy, the ones main.
Mawkzy,
realized,
control.
That's my standard. We
Buena
call it
salvada.
standard kickoff.
Hola, Ekar.
Flipping into the ball, after flipping out towards the ball. For Mawkzy, standard is basically that wave dash, and anything else he does is actually a move away from it. So
Canceló
for
el
a
tiro.
long time, he was the best at it.
No
People
la vio
got
clara
it,
ahí.
though, and have practiced it and have been able to catch up to him in that regard.
Oh, Mawkzy tried to dump the demo, but Zen had other
Sigue reaccionando a la RLCS de 1v1 Ekar.
for that ball on the pitch in 3 minutes 10 in. Zen's found his 4th. Yeah, Mawkzy, he's starting to heat up. He's at 2 shots,
2-4
3 goals,
va
but
ganándose.
Zen is still looking
La serie 1-0 para Zen.
And Zen's doing a ton of delaying off the kickoff, which I really like. It kind of throws off somebody like Mawkzy, who's probably, repped the kickoff with both players at the ball.
A ver, Mawkzy, ¿qué hace?
In the game. I mean, probably no matter what
Control.
kind of kickoff he's done more than anybody else because he's
Sí,
played this
ganó.
code so much. But I think delaying it consistently is just a
Ah,
good
la bestia.
mix-up to
Tiro de
not
una,
let Mawkzy, get full control like he's probably used to having. He has to read just how much Zen might delay, how he might switch it up.
Benito,
Zen
uy, no le
misses the
salió.
direct off his backboard.
¿Aprovecha Mawkzy?
Mawkzy
Sí.
wants a bump, Zen
No,
gets
no
around
le dio.
it somehow and brings it to his corner.
Uy, lo
Incredible
cerca.
save. Mawkzy committed early to the bump, and Zen read it as a reset, waiting for the challenge from
Hey,
Mawkzy.
reset.
Very patient, too
Uy,
patient.
ah, la
Oh,
bestia,
he's
me ha
got it.
salvado.
It's an incredible save. Mawkzy
Iba al
using
ángulo.
every ounce of boost, just keeps it out of that net.
I did not expect the first flick getting sent to the top left to come from Zen.
Y le gana
I've
Zen.
seen those from
Uy.
Mawkzy. Mawkzy was able to stop it, but then a fight for control in the corner won by Zen, and he gets his goal all the same. He has held on to this lead for the entirety of this series, and he is putting Mawkzy, into the hot seat. What is Mawkzy going to be able to do? Can he get anything going? This kickoff not going to go directly in, but he is going to get a boost steal.
Mawkzy,
Great position
goal.
to be in, and he will convert it.
Yeah, as soon as he got the steal, he knew that Zen was going to dive for the challenge and throws it behind him. It's a great response off the kickoff, and after making an incredible save down the other end, he probably felt like he deserved a goal or a little reward for
Kickoff.
it. Gets it
Le
there,
gana
but
Zen.
still 2 goals down. He has lost another kickoff and hasn't hit the ball into his back corner. He's given Zen a
Dribble.
chance in the air. This
Fake.
is incredibly dangerous.
50.
Surely he works the
Uy,
ball.
casi.
Mawkzy too strong.
So patient. Zen is waiting behind that ball.
No.
Great counter. Zen is banking on the fact that nobody's patient enough to
Pero me está jugando bien ese, ¿eh? El otro día no estaba jugando tan bien. Está un poco desconcentrado. Ahora le veo más concentrado. Hola, Isaac.
On the counter, trying to equalize now. Him and Zen, getting caught up in the middle of
the
field. That is going to help Mawkzy. I think he's used to those positions. He's got control. He sees Zen.
Uy, qué rápido.
That flick into the top left.
There he is. When he starts getting that flick going, you've got to watch out. No matter who's on the other side of the pitch, Zen, as you said, just got a little close. He's shaped up, and a few too many instant challenges from Zen. Perhaps caught Mawkzy aware of the space in behind. If he does land the flick, he does so, but Zen has won this kickoff. Can he find the shot on net? He's thrown it off the bar. Mawkzy thought it was in. Lands on the crossbar, and now Mawkzy down the other end has low boost with the pop. Zen cannot stop challenging him. Fury can't help himself.
He needs to. Mawkzy seems to know it too.
Puede ser que tarde juegue un poco.
But it seems like the plan was always to just use a little pop wave dash in order to beat Zen, and he's done so to get it over him. I bet if Mawkzy, could have it his way, this game would be played with no boost. Him versus Zen, no boost at all, and I think you'd feel even more confident. So as long as Zen continues to try and play those, midfield no boost type games.
Será open, ¿eh? Se la comió el Zen ahí.
Right now he's got tons of boost. He's forced Zen away. And now Zen not challenging as much, swinging wide and then cutting off Mawkzy's.
Buena salvada de Zen.
Zen seemed really worried about the physical play. I think he was trying to dodge maybe a demo while also picking up the boost.
Muy rápido el Mawkzy, what the fuck.
Another look there, he just flipped over the top of it. Zen's missed boost twice in this game as we're singing his praises game one, looking warm, looking hot and on top, but Mawkzy...
Hey, Isaac, nos mañana jugamos.
And that's what he does when he has his opponent low boost. Or if not, he does punish Zen with space. Can he score here? It's a low 50. This time he makes it work and keeps it to a 1 goal.
Yeah, Zen just, again, makes sure to walk this in as close as he can before the 50 happens, and Mawkzy awkward on the kickoff. Once you get the ball that close, no matter where the 50 goes, it's a great chance it still heads into the net. As Zen doing a much better job of picking up boost, not something that I would think I'd have to mention, but he does pick up this one just barely with the tail end of his car, and now he's got 100. Nice dribble, Zen will equalize.
I thought Mawkzy might have been able to have the save, but it looked like he just lost his momentum off this wall, put the brakes on. Yeah.
Todavía no, Isaac. Estoy ahí ya.
Didn't have the acceleration to make the save across net. 7-7. Zen has brought it back.
Wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy. Zen tried to flip through. He is going to toss the ball away. This should lead to a space possession for Mawkzy. As Zen backs off, he's going to play off pads. Doesn't have time for 100. Mawkzy just going to slow dribble it to net. And I don't think Zen should give the ball to a guy who loves this position.
Esa mecánica está muy chetada.
I feel like other players might take it up the wall, take it to the sky. Mawkzy takes it straight on net. He saw Zen just pathing towards those small pads. And if he capitalized, if he caught him out of position, which he did, he finds the bump. Not even the bump, but the threat was enough, and gets the lead back, but it's going to be a big last 25.
Mawkzy did not protect the ball very well, was underneath it instead of behind it, and he's going to allow Zen to challenge and score. When you're trying to take control of this ball, you need to be so careful on that first touch to make sure that at any moment you can put your car in front of the 50. Instead, it was underneath. Zen got it into the other half. Zen, this could go wrong. It's going to fall straight down in front of the net. Mawkzy not able to force it in. Now Zen has a little bit of an advantage even. He's got his pad still left over as he takes it the other way. Mawkzy trying to bring it to the sidewall. Zen hoping to cut it infield while Mawkzy gets caught up with the boost. He might have a demo on the back wall. No, decides to leave. Yes, why not? This is his favorite position. Trying to flick from distance. I would think Zen would try and ground it. Maybe miss the Psycho intentionally, and we're into overtime in game number 2.
Trying to hit the Psycho, surely. Overtime, huge hand coming up. Huge kickoff there from Mawkzy. Zen goes for boost. And does beat Mawkzy, but will give up his other corner. Which means Mawkzy looks to turn straight away. It's a huge demo from Zen. It gives him space. Does he take to the sky? He needs his boost to spawn. There it is. Mawkzy fakes. Now meets him in the air. Hops down to the ground. Zen has a reset. Looks for the bump. Looks for the demo. Mawkzy off his own crossbar. Huge save.
Ay, se paró. Pega carga. Me falta un gol.
Zen backs off. Mawkzy It's going to set up his favorite position. Everybody else in the game goes up the sidewall. No, he gets a ball carry. He gets to his flick. Early flick. Zen controls it with a couple different touches. Mawkzy not able to get any sort of physical play that he likes in that position.
El psycho del nene creativo.
So Zen only 14 to work with, but he still finds tons of power. Is actually able to slightly cut off Mawkzy on his recovery. Now into the air dribble. This is his favorite position. A muscle of a 52 times.
Le ganó el 50.
Zen will finish it for
Hostias, 2-0 para Zen.
Game for Zen. Mawkzy was looking hot in the latter stages of game 2, but the 50, the boost control, and the aerial domination too strong. The underdog, which is rare to say for Zen, has won the first 2 games.
Es que solo para la RLCS, además.
He's also just flipped the script
Isaac.
now. He might have been underdog.
Hola, aquí hago
in this series,
el
but
Rocket League
it's
2.
always, you know, gonna
Le
be
puedo
a
poner
respectable
skins
one. So
a la pelota.
up 2-0. This is a moment in which threes, we almost always see the timeout. If somebody drops 2 in a row, I don't know if we're going to see Mawkzy. He's got a lot to handle mentally. He's got to, you know, think about his chat, his stream, the gameplay, and all the above. I'm not even sure if he'll even remember that timeouts are a thing. He's played so many games without them. So he hasn't taken it here. He's going to get right into game number 3, but so far, Zen is doing everything
Estuvo muy buena esa partida.
to try and become a RLCS 1v1 champion.
Yeah, I feel like playing Zen's enough of a mental task rather than, you
El
know,
Mawkzy tampoco se va a dejar
making
ganar tan fácil,
remembering to run ads. Veer, I think he's got the
Él le sabe mucho al 1v1.
going on right there, running that stream while he's in this tournament, but that's why he's an absolute superstar, Mawkzy, but he's got his work cut out for him.
Pero a Zen le veo jugando
Zen
bien, bien.
looked like he
Sobre
was in
todo en los
control, and then
saques.
Mawkzy
Es importante los saques.
had to take over. He was capitalizing on Zen, missing boost, and it's a funny series compared to the other semi-final where I felt like the opponents were making each other look silly. This series has probably more been about making yourself look a little
Isaac.
silly with the misplays from either side.
Él lo intenta,
Chance to correct that here.
Voy a sacar clipcito ahí.
Number 3. Pretty much a must-win game for Mawkzy.
Vale, el primer gol para Zen.
Could do a reverse sweep if it's able
Mal
to,
saque.
you know, to be able to win at any moment.
Mawkzy.
It'd be him, but I don't think he can afford to give a guy who is as good as Zen that much, you know, cushion in this series. Zen is really good at these landing wave dashes off kickoff. He's going to use them again for a chance at maybe scoring. This ball was never really anywhere in front of the net. Now he's just going to bump Mawkzy a couple times. He's only got 8 boosts, but he has such a good position. There's a very real chance he scores here, but he sends it too high, and now he's on the retreat.
And nice play from Mawkzy to make the save. Has boost. As the Zen in the early challenges, he just turns toward the ball. He's done it twice. He's done it many a time. 1-1.
And it might not even be the wrong decision necessarily. You know, letting Mawkzy get to those carries is just such a bad position.
¿Verdad que ese partido le gana el Mawkzy?
Just turning in.
Eso era ya 3-0 para Zen.
What we don't see is the times that the fact that Zen's been challenging like crazy has led to Mawkzy maybe just handing the ball away. You know, he gets a hard touch, but it's not to the net, and then it gives Zen control, and that is way better than allowing Mawkzy his opportunity to dribble. In fact, this time Mawkzy seemed to see the early challenge coming, but Zen had that red.
Bien en defensa del Zen.
A bit of keep away, not quite good enough, as he wasn't able to follow that up with an aerial. It was too close to Mawkzy. He wants to get something going, a little bit of a bump and a slight delay as he exits.
La forma de presionar es un poco arriesgada, está haciendo el centro. Pero si le sale, no le salía, ahí está. Hay que meter mucha presión ahí al lado del en el campo del rival, muy peligroso.
And allows Zen to hit the ball straight into him. Gets the goal, grabs the lead as well. Has to win this game.
Mawkzy.
Hola, Mapache.
Zen
Prime.
Dive earlier, but he's going to have to back off. He ultimately does decide to back off. Mawkzy has missed this flick, and the follow-up is not really.
Estás en Estados Unidos, hostia. Sin internet.
What
the fuck?
I don't think he's getting it. Oh, no, he is. He's fine. Never mind. It was off target. I was wrong. Zen knew what he was doing. And now he's going to get a chance at an aerial. Early reset, going to the ground because he sees Mawkzy going to the ceiling and doesn't want to play into him. But Mawkzy recovers well to make that first save.
He found the touch, but just a little lucky that the ball wasn't still able to
Senju versus Baxial. Pero el Senju no es tan bueno.
Pushing forward, ceiling has a reset. Mawkzy, the 50s are fantastic. Does he have a chance to just throw it straight?
Creo que lo ocupa Chetos, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama eso? Ah, no me sale el nombre ahorita.
Going into the air after 3 consecutive times, Mawkzy stopped him. He said, I'm going to try and mix it up. Goes to his air dribble bump. And that is also saved. Mawkzy is keeping Zen out in what feels like is an impossible task to stop multiple Zen attacks in a row. He's had possession for many, many moments now, and somehow Mawkzy saves that as well. That was right there on the goal line, and then he gets a counter attack. It's a goal for Mawkzy. What?
How is Mawkzy not only saved this,
Es que el Zen juega más como freestyler, ¿no? Algo así.
Zen thought he had Mawkzy covered. He found the bump near post. All he had to do was wedge it in, and all the forces suggested it was going to find the back of the net. It's found the back of the other one.
Zen, ooh, I thought he was going to turn in for a bump on Mawkzy. Instead, he allowed himself to get bumps. And Mawkzy chain dashing a little, making CJ a little bit nervous there as he chain dashed back. But he was good. He had control, and he's got a great shot.
Great shot on net, and there's the 4th goal. This is the response we needed. He had to win this game. And he's got the 3-goal lead. Still a lot of time for Zen to get to work, but Mawkzy's consistency on the flicks and his confidence to rip it when he has the opportunity starts to get scary.
I think we've seen a lot of first possessions.
Ya sí, pero
Mawkzy
sin
here.
Tast.
Zen may change that story as he gets
Es la
bumped.
cosa.
This does not seem scoreable. Mawkzy.
Con Tast cualquiera se hace bueno.
This guy's just gonna stay on the ball.
Como tienes ahí flicks infinitos, ¿no?
Can't afford to do that. Yeah, he turns back in. Knows he has to defend on 0. Zen's gonna try and take advantage of the fact that he has not a great way to get around, and yet still Mawkzy on just pads gets around to make the air dribble bump save.
Oh, Zen nearly got caught out once again as Mawkzy just drag racing his way around the pitch with Zen.
El equipo gana el mundial. Yo diría que Carmine Corp.
Tries to go quick. Mawkzy to the wall.
Con Atto.
Scoop up his own boost as Zen does retreat for the mid and then turns straight away. He's been
¿Cómo
caught out
está?
of his position.
Juicy y
Challenges the bump lands. Mawkzy recovers in time.
Batira.
He's been caught out on the wall. That far corner has
Ellos juegan muy bien.
Zen's best friend. There's the 5th goal.
Esta partida sí creo que es del Mawkzy.
Try and disrupt Mawkzy at the point of attack right at the very beginning. But it is always a risk. You might leave that net just wide open for your opponent, and Mawkzy knows how to finish those as he's taking a look to see what Zen is up
Mundial
to.
de fútbol.
In front of his net, and it was a big mistake. He just let Zen get a freebie.
Yo diría, no
Don't
sé.
have this as a huge mistake. He went
Puedo decir candidatos, pero directamente campeón, no sé cuál sería. Podría ser entre Alemania, Francia, Inglaterra, Brasil. También están hablando mucho de Portugal, ¿no? Pero no le veo fino a Portugal la otra vez que jugó. Ronaldo no metió ni un gol, ¿no? Creo que quedaron 0-0, no, 1-1 quedaron ese partido.
We need to see more from Zen in the air like this. So threatening when he does get space. And
Argentina, claro, con Messi. Messi sí le veo prime.
Even when we saw him play now in that 1v1 World Championship Grand Final last season, Fear, it was just the mechanics and the trust.
Ya, sí, se acciona que eso es lo que estaba diciendo la gente. O más bien que le gustaría que gane Portugal, ¿no?
Zen wants to dive. He's been doing it all day long. He does not want to let Mawkzy have possession. He knows he's down now too. Mawkzy loves that bump. This time it does not turn into a demo, and he just barely misses. I thought he was going to get it on target, but instead it's going to be Zen possession with 31. He's going to have to show a flick of his own, I imagine, if he wants to try and score.
Messi sigue siendo muy buena. Un poco más lento, pero se posiciona muy bien en el campo.
Yeah, Zen only had one option when the boost was depleting in the tank, and that was to find the flick. But Mawkzy, beautiful spacing. Just his positioning, his ground game is exceptional. Could just about be the best, and he hasn't given Zen an inch right there. When Zen does get space, he's looking scary, but Mawkzy's nice and close. More often than not, he wins those battles. 25 seconds, Zen has to go right now.
And Mawkzy loves to confirm games. He is down to just hang out back here in the blue half. Wait!
No,
he just threw the ball
le pegó justo al Zen.
Overhyped him. He's terrible at wasting time. I don't know what he was thinking. He had possession. Zen wasn't even that close, but he just power shoots it right at him.
he looked
Yeah,
at him in
sí,
the air, and he just, I don't know, Zen just, he was in a trance. He just saw Zen in the air and said, that looks nice. I might hit him. Wave dash kickoff. Zen wins. Can he? Goal. He will be able to get another goal. It's going to be game on here if he just finds the net. And he will.
6-5.
Plenty of time.
Ahora que le empata. 9 segundos faltan.
That Mawkzy chose opposite corner. It felt like the only way he was going to get this is if he respawns right in front of it over here in this corner. Maybe it just didn't matter either way, but it felt like there's always a worse chance with the side that Mawkzy picked. But Zen within one. Really crucial kickoff here to try and steal this game. It's going to be a fake kickoff. He's got more than enough time after he grabs boost to find a way to score this. It's not the easiest start to an air dribble, but when you're Zen, it might as well be free. The shot is in the air. Mawkzy should be able to save
no alcanzó.
and Mawkzy
Quedó un poco
is on
corto,
the board.
Wasn't the best setup there for Zen, but he gave himself
Vale, entonces van 1-2.
Still taking Mawkzy the distance, but finally the EU 1v1 reigning champ gets his first game win on the board in this semi-final, and it might be the start of the comeback.
Could very well be. Both players instantly leaving. There was no timeout call, but we're just looking at shares now. Mawkzy has the share stream, I guess, going on during an RLCS 1v1 match, but a really great regain from Mawkzy. We needed to see this from him. It is, you know, what we all want. We want everybody to play at their best ability. I think these two guys playing their best 1v1 probably does end up going Mawkzy's way. Zen always has a certain level that he can unlock that maybe no one in the entire world can match, but in ones, you know, Mawkzy is maybe that guy with the highest peak. So he's starting to see it here a little bit in game 3. It's good. He needed it, and he's going to try and keep that going as this series goes on.
Yeah, it was a great win and a necessary win there for Mawkzy to get a 2-1 scoreline. If you're 3-0 down, it can certainly feel and look vastly different this series in this best of 7, but has found the first win on the board as both players have reset. They've found their computers, they've found their chairs, and locked back in, which is a good sign for you.
It is. Nobody's standing up, nobody trying to play from down the hall, which I've seen players try and do. They have stretched their legs a little bit. That's even better than any sort of timeout. Just shake it off and get back into the game. We're on Utopia Coliseum. Zen is going to start with a demo, but in the process, he's going to send the ball all the way to the other half. And so he's going to have to attack a defending Mawkzy, whose shadow is going to be Zen's favorite go-to move that hasn't been working today, but this time it will.
He dodges the bump, Mawkzy, but step 2 is getting the ball out of the net, and he just created a tough angle at that.
Qué asco que te hagan eso. No te dejan ni defender.
1-0 Zen, great start.
Just really good ball protection. Mawkzy able to matrix the bump, but it still goes in. Zen actually just slamming this ball away. Did he find a way to score here? That wasn't even in if it was not over the backboard. I did not feel like there was a scoring position, and Zen almost found one.
This is where pretty much only Zen would go for the shot there, but
no, mal Zen ahí.
On the counter attack, Mawkzy just too solid, and he ties it up.
Zen's the only one who would go for the shot, and he's also the only one who would get too good of a touch that actually overshoots it. It didn't seem possible, and Zen found a way. You know, Zen would have to hold back on the strength to overshoot it.
¿Decides, Jim?
A kickoff in his possession.
Pues mete el gol, si no.
Recoveries to gain control of the
Te meten el gol.
Try and go for a demo here. Mawkzy seems to see that coming though, and make sure to evade it. He's going to throw one maybe a bit dangerously onto the ground. Zen is going to get a decent counter here. Doesn't have to think at all about that save. And now into an air. I don't think he has a reset, but it's not going to matter. Mawkzy's at ceiling height, and Zen goes to the ground.
Round pinch.
He doesn't need a reset. And as soon as he saw Mawkzy just a little bit too high in the sky, he knew he was going to take a long time to get down to the deck. Ground pinch underneath the falling champ. And Zen, he's always going to have, well, he always has those aerial plays for you to fall back on in the 1v1. If he does get space, just so deadly.
Ese subs más llegas a los 600, sí.
To go up to the ceiling, it may look silly in this one
Vamos ahí,
but he's going to be able to slow Zen down a little bit. The best time to challenge him is really before the dribble gets started, and especially before he gets the reset. Once he gets the reset, it might be too little too late. Zen not able to get this. Mawkzy's going to have, he did pick up the corner boost, so now he's on 0. He really needs that.
Aunque lo importante son los 1000
Zen is going to pull shot and own goal.
Suscriptores.
Oh, that is the worst possible result. Zen thought, well, this is a goal for me. Mawkzy's got 0 boost. All I need is a challenge. He's not going to be able to get back. And not only has he not found a demo, as
no creo,
he's nearly put Mawkzy into the back of his own net as well.
Mawkzy, patience on the goal line. What a switch up from Mawkzy. Even Zen gives him the nice one in the chat for this. As Mawkzy so low on boost, brings it to this bottom right corner, and then gets a ton of movement. Almost hits the post on the other side with that flick.
You'd see just from Zen's car, it even got to the point where he thought, I don't think this guy's flipping at all. He's just going to fake bottom corner, go for the low 50. Zen has stuffed the kick off. He's flipped early and perhaps looking for the hard lose, but it looked incredibly awkward. It wasn't the regulation drive kickoff you'd expect. Perhaps just a little bit of fatigue setting in.
Hola, Kylian.
There's been a ton of games today, and it is 1v1. It's incredible, just the mental fatigue of a best of 7, let alone.
Uy, qué buena. Ay, casi le sale. Nice try.
Probably the first time we've seen him not fully commit to the all-in.
Yeah, and Zen doing a great job staying alive here trying to close the distance. He sees Mawkzy with an opportunity to bring the ball off the wall and get a carry. He does not want that.
No, este flick muy fácil de defender. Nadie se equivocó en Max. Desde 3.
It's really smart, that first touch from Zen off the wall. He knew what he was doing because as soon as he saw Mawkzy go for the boost, he was going to be able to take the shot. If Mawkzy stays on ball, he's going to be low. It's just a nice little game of cat and mouse right there as Mawkzy does fake for the boost. He was going to go the shot, but Zen turned as well. He didn't like his chances. Top corner save and pinch down the other end.
Yeah, Zen had so much confidence in Mawkzy that even though he was 90% of the way to the boost, he said, I can't even get it. I have to go back. I have to defend. Otherwise, I'm going to get scored on. Mawkzy wants the irritable bump.
No le dejó el Zen.
Has the save. Cannot get the follow-up. He should be able to get back into this play. Maybe. Oh, he's going to goal it.
Puede que sea partida para el Mawkzy esta.
But Mawkzy has forced the own goal out of Zen, who was able to cover the ball, and if he did clear it, I think Mawkzy might have had the dunk unless he ripped it off the post. There might have been a chance that Zen had to own goal that one.
Yeah, it was a really good set of dashing too from Mawkzy to actually force the issue and get it across the net early. Another bump attempt. Mawkzy is going back to all reliable time again, but Zen has managed to keep the last few out. He wants to stay ahead of a bump. He's not going to fully stay ahead of the bump. Mawkzy is going to connect, and then Zen control the ball and makes an outlet forward.
Incredible play from Zen. He knew that Mawkzy just would have thought Zen's a little bit awkward here, and also in his blind spot, without able to have you on camera, but still that early flip. He just heard Mawkzy coming off that corner boost. Now Zen with another kickoff.
Control.
This one on head. He just goes to the top corner shot.
Top corner, eres la.
As he does so often, if he just finds the
Buena salvada.
post.
Yeah, he's had a ton of great saves. Zen not going for a boost steal or an extended attack. Tried to go all in on that follow-up. It's not going to work. Mawkzy straight down the center of the field. He likes when he gets to do this. He gets a little side flip flick. Now playing it into the corner. He wants to start Zen out. Zen has only a bit of boost, but I think a bit of a misplay from Mawkzy as he set up in the corner. Let Zen have control. Now Zen's got the 100, and he's going to push it back the other side. A hook shot opportunity that could be lethal here.
En control.
He slows it down,
Oh, qué rápido.
Double jump.
Just faked him out once again. It's a great play. Looked like he was going to rip that beyond belief. And then trying to face it. You can just see Mawkzy tilt his bonnet down. I don't think Zen is going to pop it. He's going to go for the low 50. Then he double jumps, as you said, over the top, and he's grabbed the lead. It's a great response. It felt like Mawkzy was getting on top, but Zen's forced his way back into it.
That was a really interesting play from Zen, who held on. He wanted the wave dash kickoff, so he still had his flip, but he got popped up so high, he actually used it up high in the air.
Hacía tantas partidas de oro.
Mawkzy
no estamos en oro.
Equalize, gets back to his favorite spot. Big challenge does not phase him, and the double jump bump will convert.
The edge roll bump. He's
Pero un sentimiento no, un sentir, ¿no?
Zen has saved so many of them, but
parece que jugamos muy bien, pero realmente comparados con ellos, hay mucha diferencia.
In London, Mawkzy free jumping. Zen, oh, he's in a little bit of trouble here, Mawkzy, but he still pinches his well to save as Zen's trying to wave dash his way out of it. As Mawkzy overcommitted, Zen should be able to score if he rips it on net instead. He's just got to make sure of it. If he can find the bump on Mawkzy, and he does. He nearly made the save, but he's got the lead back.
Really impressive play from Zen. Wanted to lock it in. Mawkzy's had a ton of these.
Un peito, claro.
He did get popped back into the ball, but not enough to actually clear it. So he gets to play from in control, and it's almost impossible to play Mawkzy in the inverse. We'll see if Zen can hold on to this. He's going to stay on the ball in the corner. Now, I think he should try and stay close. Do not let Mawkzy get comfortable and actually carry this.
Mawkzy Flick, se viene.
Now, this is such a dangerous
position. Uy, sí, al ángulo.
Perfectly in the top left.
I mean, where is Zen going at the end of the day? He just got caught in all sorts. Mawkzy, it's so difficult to challenge for. Like the amount of angles that Mawkzy creates as he kind of snakes his way down the pitch. At any point, he can flick it. He makes sure he doesn't get too straight onto the ball, and as you said, it just caught Zen out.
Ooh, I think it's an opportunity to score. Mawkzy went flipping away from the play.
Hostias.
These two guys high-fived each other here in the midfield, and then Mawkzy in reverse was thinking he was going to have a reverse challenge. He jumped up in the air while in reverse and had such a slow recovery back to the ball. Zen gonna have the lead, and if he has a kickoff in his advantage, there's only 8 seconds left. That little zap dash to get back to the ball, and I think he carries his
control, reset.
50s it down to the ground, or he's just gonna shoot. Why not
Hostias,
just
qué
score?
bueno.
Mawkzy's gonna stay low down,
6-8.
just shoot it over the top of him, and Zen has his 3rd game win.
And that's triple match point for Zen, the EU 2v2 champ. Could he be the EU 1v1 champ as well, taking down Mawkzy? We got a Nass in a grand final. It felt like Mawkzy was starting to get the upper hand, even in that game after he took the previous, but Zen, it almost feels
Un saludo
like
para el repepote.
He's back
Hola,
in his
Slayer.
ability to recover quicker than Mawkzy, which is, you know, even less of a 1v1 thing, just more of a general Rocket League ability. Your recovery is so crucial in 3v3 as well. Up here, and more often than not, he's just winning those little battles, and then the aerial play, he can get to work.
Yeah, he can do anything he wants.
Zenito.
I mean, the 1v1 world champion
Zenito.
duo is maybe the king of recoveries. We didn't necessarily have recoveries, I don't think, in our perfect player setup today. But if we did, you would have picked Nupo, and maybe you have to consider Zen too, though, with the way that he's been playing. You can always keep yourself in a play. The way that Ones has developed over the course of the years,
Zenito.
players get riskier and riskier and go for stuff that if you haven't watched in a few years, you think, no way, they can't be doing that. That's way too high risk. But because recoveries are so good, they've been able to get away with those attempts, get back into the play, and we're still seeing no timeout, by the way. We're about to get here quickly. I saw Mawkzy walk away for a second. I even maybe saw him type something, but I'm here in the game, and I didn't see anything, so he is going to stick to playing. He needs to win 3 straight in a row. We are going to take both French players to Parc de Paris.
He's staring into the camera as well, looking for a bit of help here, Mawkzy, but this is a beauty of 1v1. It's just you out there
Buen saque de
yourself.
Mawkzy.
Figure it out or go home right here. 3 games required for Mawkzy. Zen just needs 1 to meet Nass in the grand final for a rematch. Down to the group stage, Mawkzy finds the flick. Just trying to create a little bit of space there, nice and close. Able to turn on this and able to shoot. Mawkzy underneath, can't get there, 1-0.
Adentro.
Back in the lead. I can't help but be reminded about what Zen said earlier today in the interviews. He said he's been able to play Mawkzy before. He's been able to play him in show matches. He's been able to play him in tournaments, but he's never played him in RLCS. And it was clear that Zen, behind the words, it felt like saying, I'm the king of RLCS, or it's different when it's actually RLCS and I'm here. And he's proven that so far, as he has not had the best record against Mawkzy in recent matches outside of the RLCS, but is in a great spot in this series.
Mawkzy
though, again, an equalizer goal.
Nice play. Just saw Zen reverse for a moment as he was shadow defending down the field, and that's when Mawkzy just added a bit of pace on the ball, caught Zen out. He was trying to flip his way back to net, but he's found the equalizer. A little bit of pressure off his back, but still a mountain to climb against the best in the world in Rocket League. But there's a big mistake. Even the best can whiff it in your own corner. Sometimes that ball has a mind of its own, and Zen, I was trying to dodge the demo, hasn't, well, kept track of where that ball was going.
That's Mawkzy's favorite thing to do. He loves to dribble down the field, take a shot that does not necessarily, even need to have a chance of going in. It just needs to occupy the defender momentarily, and then because he's on the ground earlier, he can chase you down for a demo. Right now, he's read a really early challenge from Zen, who went sailing past him, and he'll be able to walk it in for a 3rd.
That was a bit silly there from Zen, considering he jumped so early and then committed to the free jump as well. And well, we did see Mawkzy pass the ball to him the last time he free jumped, so perhaps he thought maybe Mawkzy would oblige once again. He has lost the boost off this kickoff, and Mawkzy should be comfortable enough to keep this out, as Zen is still going to stick around, but Mawkzy's done well. He's just covered both of his back corner boosts, working it downfield, but Zen's still putting more and more challenges on. He doesn't want to leave this ball and doesn't want to give Mawkzy space.
Yeah, the fact that he's able to stop that dribble. I mean, Mawkzy had the dribble. He had it in the sweet spot. That Zen so far has found no way to stop. And he does right here, and then he's able to get to his favorite game. And right now, Mawkzy is not stopping Zen in that.
I tell you what, if I was this good in the air, I would just be living up there. I'd buy some real estate in the sky if you're that guy, because he is so effective on ball, so much control, so much talent, and it's creating a world of hurt for Mawkzy. Kick off there. The 50 comes through. Almost found another goal, but Mawkzy gets a chance with the 2-goal buffer.
Mawkzy flick.
This time, Zen's able to back off.
Yeah, but Mawkzy's back to his favorite thing, chasing down a demo. I think he was hoping for an even better flick there, but even with a a mild one that
Mawkzy flick?
he is able to lock in a demo. Now go for a little bump. He'll slow the
Doble salto,
game down
bumpeo.
and get a fourth goal.
The ball's going so slow, you nearly think you could drive past Mawkzy and still get it out and out, but he just covers absolutely everything right there. And that, as you mentioned off the rip of this series, Fear, when he needs a goal, that's his go-to, that's his crutch. Go for the edge dribble bump, it's safe, and more often than not gets a job done.
Ooh. And little flick game, little low boost game for him to show that he's got it all as well. Won this kickoff, and Mawkzy didn't want to leave, so he just camped out behind it, waiting to see if Zen had that flick in his bag in order to get over the top of him, and it turns out Zen does in fact have that. This is another kickoff that isn't the best for Mawkzy. He's going to get bumped away from the boost, trying to get to the other side first.
¿Verdad que ese partido se lo lleva Zen ya?
Doing that, and so
¿Que gana la serie?
Zen maybe not in as advantageous a position as I was thinking.
Yeah, he knows that Mawkzy could shoot from that position. He has been caught out in the attacking corner, Zen.
Aguantando, esperando. Ay, no. No, la tiró por abajo.
He is starting to get inside the champ's mind right here. Mawkzy is looking a little shaky.
Yeah, Zen finally catching in
on
some of the ways he's played before, either with those resets or maybe with those bumps. You can condition defenders to move a certain way.
4-4.
You're going to see Mawkzy take wider ranges of attacks towards the ball when he's used to that, and then that makes him really susceptible to 50s. So Zen could start throwing in some more. He's going to go for a low 50 here
no le salía.
as he tries to get the ball into a quick wave dash, has a reset, might need more. Nope, he just needs
Hostia,
one
bueno.
in order to get past Mawkzy.
This guy is playing some unbelievable rock against the champ. The reset comes through and just unsavable.
No,
as soon as
por
Mawkzy
poco,
popped off that wall, he knew he could fire.
No salió tan alto ese tiro, Le puedo haber sacado.
I feel like this is the moment when you can start to feel it. These series are so long.
Hostias.
Flick top
Vaya
left
flick.
using Mawkzy's move against him, but Mawkzy at any moment has to be confident, has to feel like he can bring it back, but now he's 2 minutes and 10 seconds away from his tournament run being over. He cannot let this get to him and let Zen pull away.
Zen said he hasn't touched 1v1 in 3 years. It don't look like it, I'll tell you that for free. Mawkzy low boost ends one, another kickoff. He's looking for the delay, he's looking for the wave dash.
No le espera, what the
Keep
fuck.
the ball, and Mawkzy just another.
No, no te pauses.
And Zen, this is where you want to be. Mawkzy trying to match. This is where you want to be. Mawkzy trying
Ceiling
to match
shot.
his heart. He's looking for the ceiling pitch. He was looking for
Ceiling
still.
pinch.
He's under a lot of duress. He's under a lot of trouble here with low boost. He's been demoed. Can Zen turn it into a goal straight away? No, Mawkzy back in time. And there's another
Con dribbling. Reset, fake. No, lo que le hizo.
I feel like we just witnessed an evolution. Everyone else is in trouble now. Zen, in a position where he was not going for those demos before, recognized, wait, this is the moment. I've taken a shot, maybe I can demo Mawkzy. Demos him, backs off, gets 100, and scores. Those are the kind of plays we didn't see from him, but he is slowly learning, taking everybody else's tricks and putting it in his bag, and there is nobody better at executing any trick in Rocket League than this guy, and he is up 8.
Bueno, creo que este partido desde 4-8.
Back, the straw that breaks the champ's back as he finds the bump, but the ball hits.
Hola, Bauti Pro.
2-goal swing, 4-goal lead for Zen.
Kickoff.
He's a minute and 15 away from the grand final against Nass.
We had 1v1 last
Quiero esa partida.
2v2 now.
Zen
Zen
Nass.
is going to be representing
Nass,
EU in 2v2. And now
¿Quién es el verdadero mejor jugador del mundo?
maybe he could represent EU in 1v1. He is maybe one of the last hopes to win every single game mode. But I'm getting way ahead of myself right now. He's making me believe, but Mawkzy's in this. It's a minute 8 with 3 left to go.
You know better than
Bueno,
anyone,
Europa,
it's
¿no?
a long time in 1v1. It's a very long time in 1v1. And what do you call it? That's the 2-point play. It's the goal into the kickoff goal.
Yes, it's such a huge momentum swing. Mawkzy has dug his hole deep enough that he's needing a couple more 2-pointers if he wants to actually bring this back. But why not make it a 3-pointer with a follow-up kickoff goal? He's into Zen's corner. Zen is going to try and bring this back and take a shot, which he does. Mawkzy wanted to clip a demo. He didn't go on target, though. Zen able to pick up the 100 boost. Mawkzy cannot punish. Zen makes it back and covers the angle for the long shot.
Nah, y la botó
These
nomás.
guys are booming the ball now as Zen gets to get rid of it right away. Isn't able to steal Mawkzy's corner, but he's got more than enough boost to work with. Mawkzy right back.
Mawkzy flick. Nah, me salió muy suave. No, porque se para.
Flicks, bumps Zen, and gets a goal.
7-8, cuidado. Porque el empate.
But he just tracked too wide, and Mawkzy is so quick flipping through the ball. Look how much ground he makes up by just executing that flip straight ahead of the ball and onto the bump. 7-8. We was a 4-goal lead here, and we were just saying, I can't wait for this grand final, Zen versus Nass. And Mawkzy said, whoa.
Viene.
Just wait a minute.
Dribbling. Reset. La típica. Zen Classic.
That's actually the way he ends up playing this. Instead of using a reset and a flip at the end, he just gets his car behind the ball, positions perfectly so that Mawkzy's challenge goes right into it, and the best possible result happens. It goes right back off to him and into the crucial kickoff here up 2.
Just clinical in the air, and he keeps going for it. It's the air triple bump play versus the end-to-end mechanics, the resets, the control, the precision from Zen. Early flick Mawkzy, he's read it. Zen just has to kill time. He's looking for the touch. He's Mr. Psycho. Could that be punished? No, Mawkzy's not ready.
Joder, no para de ser Psycho Chad. El Zen. Cada que puede lo intenta. 1-4.
Mawkzy is done here in 1v1.
4-1 Zen. Gana.
The EU representative from last season has been knocked out by a former world champ and
Creo que está patrocinando sus gafas o algo.
EU champ for this season. Could
La marca de esas gafas.
get that triple crown?
No sé.
I'm starting to believe here. He's looking good.
Zen has ascended. He's got this win over Mawkzy. At this point, there's nothing that could maybe stop him. Nass is going to be another tough challenge. These
sí. Pero ahora tuve que jugar contra Nass.
Be here late in this tournament. Nass has an opportunity to end the hopes for the triple crown for a player as good as Zen. And I think Nass and Zen has been a bit of a rivalry. We've seen these two guys playing against each other back and forth at 3s, at 2s. Zen was able to get that win 3s earlier. We have seen Nass get that win. We're going to have another chance to kind of break that tie here in the 1v1.
Well, that series went the distance in the group stage. It was Zen getting the job done 3-2 over Nass. He sets up a rematch. He's taken down Mawkzy, the favorite for the EU 1v1 Open, and he's done it in style. A 4-1 victory.
Me esperaba una serie más empatada. No, 1-4. 4-1. Pensé que iba a quedar 2-4, 3-4, algo así.
Keith, I want to try an experiment.
All right.
To help you unbecome your parents, I want you to try a game called Rocket League.
Ooh, is it a puzzle like my crossword?
No, picture soccer.
Okay.
With a car.
What do I hang my feet outside the window?
No, not your car.
But you said think of...
It's a video game.
Oh, okay, I get it. Where's the cartridge?
No, it's an online thing.
Is there a joystick?
Not like the ones you're thinking of.
But I need to get some quarters, right?
No.
I gotta blow in the cartridge.
Again, like no cartridge, but you'll need a username.
Username, huh? How about Keith_9914?
The bathroom code?
That's the only number I can kind of remember easily, so.
Vale, regreso. Voy al baño.
Every day, Michelin innovates to move the world forward on the road and far beyond. Michelin, motion for life.
The magic of Rocket League is the stories you could tell about it. The 0-second buzzer beaters, the epic saves, the underdog victories. It's all there. As we return to this legendary arena, we'll witness Rocket League's story unfold together. Who will hang their team's banners in the rafters of Champions Field? It's time to find out.
Buen pinch.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me a liar, 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 liar.
Quedan todavía 3 minutos para el siguiente partido. Toca esperar. Nass versus en la gran final. La RLCS de 1v1 de Europa.
Putting in the
the reigning regional champion for the European region 1v1's dethroned Mawkzy, taken out by Zen as he learns, adapts, grows, absorbs all the information, and carries himself into the grand finals. And we might have to take some points away from him for that one there, but welcome back in. I'm Leaf, and with me, CJ, Shogun, and we're on the Zen train. That's what it is. He's all the way to the grand finals. He's looking, CJ, to do the Triple Crown.
Oh, he's one step closer to the Triple Crown. Unfortunately, he's got Nass in the way, but he has done it before against Nass. But this guy who says, I haven't played ones in ages, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I just got mobbed by Osath yesterday, Shogi. I mean, he looks like a different player on Champ Sunday.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like the monster that you defeat one way and then suddenly becomes completely immune to that from here on out. He is just downloading how to play this. He brought in so many different ideas. The demo game was so much better. The kickoff game, I love the delay kickoffs that he was trying to go with. I mean, good luck to everybody. And Zen, he's right up there. He's now one of the only players that can still hit this Triple Crown. It'd be him. I think Rawasa's got a great shout at it as well. But, I mean, Zen could do something historic this year.
An unreal performance again. A little bit rough yesterday, kind of throwing people's expectations out the window with that match that you mentioned there with Osath. But today, a completely different beast, and is showing why he's one of the best. The adaptability of him, Shogun, to see the game in a different way. Feels like he doesn't, plan. Like he said he was playing 5 minutes before this.
He has a plan. He's going to load up the game. That's as far as he's planned. He doesn't need any more than that.
He just understands the game fundamentally different than everyone else around him, to the point that he can carry himself into a grand finals without any warm-up leading into this. Absolutely unreal, as he now waits to face Nass in just a little bit. But I want to take a chance while we're just looking at those grand finals on the way to quickly just look over the bracket. CJ, any favorites? I mean, there's so many great storylines we saw along the way here.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Osath first and foremost. He comes to my mind straight away there as he's just putting his name in the spotlight, and he certainly did himself all favors in that semi-final as well. I know he lost 4-2 to Nass, but he looked fantastic. He was 5-0 up as well, twice in that series, Shogun, that we covered, and yeah, looked great doing it. Could have easily gone 7 and could be in the grand final. And obviously Mawkzy as well. He'll be disappointed with that only match today. He's only showing being a 4-1 loss, should I say, over Zen. But yeah, as a 1v1 main, he'll be back. He'll still be on the grind, and to do it with 30,000 viewers while he's interacting with chat, Shogi, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be very, very happy with all of that. I'm hoping to see more and more. Hopefully, it continues to grow from today. I think that's the best thing that we've got about ones as well. We just develop these personalities. You can just lock on them a little bit more because it is all them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't have to worry about, okay, who's the third on that team? What were they doing on their face cam? You see it right there. There's 2 cameras on screen. We full screen them a lot with all the reactions they're having, and it's pure emotion too, because you don't have anyone that you can shift the blame to. If you were playing well today, but maybe a teammate let a couple goals and whatever, you can maybe just kind of like, chuck that one away for a bit here.
This man does not play enough once to think that anybody is taking a blame for a 1v1 loss.
This one, the desk takes the blame. But we do have a grand finals waiting for us. So let's start talking about it right now. Nass coming off a great performance against Osath there. Zen taking down that #1 favorite, the reigning champion in the European region in Mawkzy. And now, Shogun, they face each other down for grand finals for that spot to the World Championship.
Yeah, and a chance for some revenge here for Nass after what happened last week. 2 weeks ago when Zen and Atto absolutely obliterated everybody in the 2v2 event. Now a chance to just reestablish, okay, you stay in your lane, buddy. Okay, I'm the previous Salt Mine champion. I'm the guy that actually competed last year. You're just in my little zone, okay? Stay in your lane.
Hey, I mean, revenge for 2v2, but also revenge from Friday, where Zen got the job done 3-2 in the group stage. These guys keep on running into each other, and we're right at the pointy end now. 2 fitting grand finalists leave when both of them fully believe that they are the best player in the lobby and will get the job done.
But who do you think is the best in the lobby, chap?
Para saber quién es el mejor.
Is up. This is it, the grand finals for the European
1v1
Championship Sunday title. We have one player going to the World Championships, Nass or Zen, who's it going to be? Now, I do want to also point out to everyone, these are the two players that after interviews, both of them said, see you later. Both of them were correct that we had, well, we didn't have a Zen interview on this one because we give him a break for a sec, but we would have because he had just won. Both of these players were the confident players and the ones looking like they had the most smiles on their faces throughout this too. So I think it's pretty fitting that they're in the grand finals. The question is, who is
¿Ellos con cuál irán? ¿Con quién irán?
This is a really tough prediction to make here. Yeah, CJ's face go. He's got the.
Yo creo que dos van a ir con C y uno con Nass.
Still wondering what I want to do, but Shogi, I feel like you got a plan. You're the man to lead the charge here.
I will lead us to the correct answer. Okay. I'm about to tell you what's about to happen.
What's gonna happen here?
It's Zenito. It's Zenito. Every single time.
Ahí
He's
está.
beat it once already.
¿O será que los tres con Zen? Puede ser también.
None of this anymore. He's gonna defeat Nass as often as possible. Just goes, you ever put that title on against me again, I will make sure you regret it.
The problem is that Zen beat him on Friday, and Zen looks like a different 1v1 player today, even from yesterday when he got mobbed. The adaptation, we're talking about it in the break leaf. I don't think he did any replays, but he's just transcended. This guy just adapts, he evolves, and he just knows how to play rock. He loads up the game, and he just knows what to do, and I'm just going to go for him. Come on now.
Yes.
Aura, you've got to, he bought my sunnies, so you've got to go for Zen. He's going to get the job done. The triple crown is on. The triple crown is on.
Kudos to production as well. They waited till they were on your face before throwing Zen up here. We've thrown for too many times.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But this is a tough one because I also asked Nass. I said, "Hey, are we talking after?" He said, "Yes." And if he watches this back, I'm sorry. I gotta go with the Zen. The story is there. The triple crown potential is there, and my heart wants that to be so badly the truth. We saw what Zen did when he joined the scene. He won, and he won. And that's what I'm hoping to see right here.
Pues lo que dije antes.
But Zen, this storyline is one of the most incredible we've seen in a while for Rocket League. So that's what I think it's going to be in chat.
Dos con Zen y uno con Nass.
Still some faith for Nass, but this is it. A new champion will be crowned here in the European 1v1 Open. Who is going to Worlds, Nass or Zen? Let's find out now in your grand finals.
It's time to find out if Zen can be in his own league. We already kind of feel like he is Fear in his own league, but I don't think we ever thought
Vamos a ver quién es la cabra absoluta del Rocket League.
Possible to have a triple crown. Game 1 brought to you by Progressive. I've got to ask you quickly before a goal goes in, who's taking this one?
You know, I'll be honest, I was surprised to see a triple Zen on the desk. Zen is on fire, but I think I have to go with Nass. Nass is somebody who's been here before. He's won these 1v1 tournaments.
No era mal ese tío. Bastante bien.
I'm surprised the desk leans so heavily Zen. What about you?
I hate to tell all the Zen fans, but Fear might be onto something here. And Nass has scored just in time for me not to be biased there.
Al final lo dunqueó.
Or just after. I kind of agree. He did take down Zen in the grand final before at Salt Mine 3. He's beaten Zen in this exact stage. That was after Zen beat Mawkzy, so it's kind of scripted. You know, history does often repeat itself in Rocket League.
It is worth noting that this is a matchup that has already happened in the bracket. This happened, you know,
Le pegó directo.
Really tough
no fue la mejor opción ahí.
Or not lower bracket, but lower quad. Nice wave dash from Zen to pop this ball up. But it was an early grand final. It was a best of 5 then. Zen was able to win it with some 0-second heroics during that series. It was closing down to the wire, so we're in for another good one here in a full best of 7.
Absolutely we are, and I think one thing I want to see less of from Zen is ball carrying. If I've got one criticism of his incredible gameplay today, is that the ball carry looks a bit bobbly at times. I think compared to players like Mawkzy and players like Nass, I like Zen sticking the shots more. He's managed to surprise Nass to the near post here. Nass must have thought he was getting at least a bump onto Zen here when he jumped. Yeah, he went for the boost and he's thinking, okay,
lo cortó, no lo dejó pasar.
And he got neither. Yeah, I think Nass made a mistake.
Ahora este kickoff.
A bit of a recovery early on.
Lo ganó Nass.
Instead of recognizing he made a mistake, backing off it and looking for some other way, he said, I'm just going to try and fix this by dashing and going even faster, but he was not able to catch up to Zen. Good news for him is goals
está muy igualado.
in 1v1. You are not, you know, sitting, waiting for an opportunity for very long. Nass going to equalize within moments.
Zen, he's been leveling up since yesterday. He told us earlier today, for him it's about finding that balance between aggression and shadowing in defense. There he just sent it, didn't work out. Oh, that's a better flick. Hey, I take it back.
La cruza muy bien hecho.
Zen can do it. He can do his own thing. I don't think he needs any help from anyone. But that's much better. The ball's glued to his car, which is what you want on your ball carries. You don't want it bouncing around. And if he can keep that up with vision of where Nass is, he is going to be just fine.
Yeah, he's picking up everybody's tricks as he plays against them, and you got to realize he just made it through Mawkzy.
No, no le funcionó.
So he has acquired his talents now, and he's got the carries into flicks, and he uses it to get a lead. But what Nass is really good at, and what Zen might
Uy, casi, pensaba que entraba.
he has taken control, although in this exact moment, which I was going to say he's good at keeping possession and eventually finding his goal. When he is in the attack, he does make a nice save, and ultimately this is really still his possession. Zen gonna try and stop it off, and will dunk it into the corner.
Oh, Nass trying again to bump Zen on the landing as Zen gets away from him. He's flicking the ball to his own corner. Nass is stranded in no man's land, and it's a 2-goal lead for Zen.
Zen is keeping up the momentum. There's often, talks about whether or not it's better to just get right into that grand final after your semis or to get a break. Zen coming off of a great win and exciting, maybe even like an upset win for him. I think the way Zen plays, he probably expects himself to always win. I'm not sure he considers any win against anybody, an upset for him. He probably knows what he can do in this game. But he's using that momentum as he's so comfortable, doesn't panic at all, knows that ball. Wait, interesting decision to just boom this. I thought he was going to trouble, but he just sends it away.
Yeah, it's something we've seen a lot of great 1v1 players do in the past, is just send the occasional shot towards the opponent's net, just to keep them back. And now you see Nass is sitting further back on these bouncing balls. He's not pre-jumping any of them. Zen shoots low, but actually it's gone in. Nass
pensé que la sacaba, pero al final se la escurrió por un lado.
Honestly, about as low as you're going to see in this grand final, but Nass overthought it.
Ay, es que no soy en el coche.
Previously, how normally he's very good at forcing a player to play well before he'll react to those. But Zen is maybe with a player who gets to come in and gets that respect right away. Whether he's nasty or not, Nass is going to expect that from him from the very beginning.
No,
so
no se la comió.
Otherwise, somewhat easy to save
Bien
shots
defendido,
for
Nass.
Nass.
Digo,
It's actually going to go in early here for Zen. Nass needs to realize that Zen is just another Rocket League player. His Fennec is just like his own, as he has been able to beat him multiple times. He should know that Zen's going to catch it. Demo, he has added this to his arsenal. It's in his bag now, and he's up 6-2.
Qué bueno.
Yeah, this, like I said, it's added now to Zen's game.
Demolición.
He's been on a different level today compared to the Zen of yesterday. He has spotted the opportunities to demo his opponents when there's nothing they can do about it. That's what the 1v1 specialists are so good at. Zen's been much better at that today. He is getting way more bumps at demo, speaking
Demolición.
And he gets another one. Is that going to be safe? Nass spawning correctly at the near post.
Nass feels rushed right now. Feels like he doesn't think he can get through Zen defensively. This could be an opportunity.
Hostia, bueno,
That's actually a reason why you could be so nervous and be going for perfection, because you throw on a flick that seems like
le espera, what the fuck.
Zen manages to keep it out.
Lo espera, pero hasta que salte.
Just enough of this 50 to give himself some time here in defense.
There's
another little bump from Zen there on the back wall, just giving himself a little bit more space against Nass. Starting this cross map air dribble with a ceiling double, and again following through with the bump. He's noticing all the opportunities now to just annoy his opponent. He could do it again here. He could also just shoot. He decides for the latter. It's gone off the bar and into Nass's lap.
Nice try.
Might be a chance for Nass going the other way.
Nass gonna throw a shot on target. He's hoping for Zen to be a little bit more thrown off by it. Zen not only gets a save, gets to pick up both of his back corner boosts and instantly ends the possession. And we're creeping into territory where Nass needs to be in control of the ball for the entire final minute if he wants to try and bring it back. And with 0 boost right here, he needs to score. If Zen stops him, it could be the end.
Zen's mixed up his defense brilliantly in this final few minutes. He's not readable in the slightest. He's faking challenges, he's going for challenges at the right time, and Nass can't get a read on him. Now Zen's he matches the height exactly, so there's no window where Nass can hit the ball through him. He has to get it past him. Will the pop bump do it? It will.
Yeah, se veía venir.
Way through the door that he created himself.
Credit to Nass for not getting thrown off. He's a great improviser. His original dribble perfectly covered by Zen. Okay, fine. I'll go back down to the ground, and I'll see if I can't punish you as you recover.
Kickoff.
A way to do just that. Zen a little bit late to the kickoff, and
no, Zen.
Really preferring those delays as Nass wants to get a solid first touch into the air. Zen up to rise,
That's
Nass
it.
down to the ground. Zen has it covered and gets a good enough 50 that he is
No le dejó hacer nada ahí.
Nass's time. Yes, he's going to dive on this ball here, and it will be Nass control, or at least most likely Nass is, kind of extending past what he's capable of doing in order to make sure it goes fast. Zen just helped him out and pinched it straight to the back wall. Is this going to go
Hola,
in?
Amy.
Nass should be able to pinch it. He does.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like
Siguen farmeando Aura.
not be able to get
Es tu
that,
jugador
but
favorito.
he does
Ya, es que juega muy bien, la verdad.
patiently for the ball to come back down to him.
Y aparte que tiene eso, lo del L2. Yo también lo tengo. El automático izquierdo en el L2. High roll.
Actually landing on Nass. He's trying to waste some time here. Nass has to get going. Can he get a shot in the last few seconds? The answer is no.
De hecho dicen que no sirve para
Zen's
nada.
gonna take this one, and he's
Pero ahí
gonna do
está.
it by a comfortable margin.
Yeah, Nass, he tried to cut it in field.
Yo creo que se hicieron un poquito, No sé la gran diferencia, pero saben decir por ahí que la pequeña diferencia es la clave para ganar. Porque como tiene la posibilidad de cambiar la velocidad de giro, es mejor.
So it's game one to Zen, whose run today continues to be incredible. This is not the end of the world for Nass, though. He's the guy who's good at adapting mid-series. We can see Zen adapting mid-tournament here between yesterday and today. We've already highlighted some of the things that he's changed. He's changed his
Mucho mejor.
physical game,
No,
making it a
tampoco
lot
tanto.
more
José.
part of his offensive arsenal. He's added some kickoffs to his repertoire. But now look, mid-series for Nass to be making adaptations as well. He'll be, I think, challenging a little bit earlier on Zen's ground game and playing a little bit more standoff in Zen's aerial game. I think you correctly mentioned that flick there from Zen. Yeah, Nass can't believe how bad it was, really, if I had to guess. He can't believe that a player like Zen is hitting it right at him. If he just waited on the ground, he would have had a save.
But, I mean, maybe he watched the last series. Usually these guys are just waiting in the background, not really watching coming into their match. But
subs.
getting blasted by the Zen aura. I don't know if you guys can hear. I have some dogs. Maybe Johnny take
I don't know. Are they Zen fans? Are they Nass fans?
I think they
No sube
are.
ningún video.
They're popping off for Zen, clearly.
Yeah,
Raro,
I
¿no?
don't know who you were speaking highly of when they decided to interrupt you, but clearly they didn't like what you were saying there. So we'll have to catch up later on, see what was going on with that. But yeah, Zen and Nass.
Pero recientemente
Zen with the first big
ya
play
D-subs ya
opportunity.
tienes hace tiempos
Hit
D-subs.
that really hard into the sidewall, actually hard enough that Nass could barely keep up with it, but does get back in control. Only as far as to give it away at the midfield though, and now here comes Zen with the flick. Again, not for the first time today. He does take a while to pull the trigger on these, but this time he does get the ball back and he's back into the air. This is where he's much more dangerous. Nass managed to stop.
Zen gonna have to back off. Gonna be Nass's first opportunity.
Amy.
To try to fake it. Zen didn't fall for it, but he is able to quickly wave dash back in order to make up the ground. He is watching as Zen plays so slow. They're trying to read each other.
Gol de
Zen
Zen.
has nerves of steel.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Zen. I love when he creates a bit of space between himself and the ball and his dribbles. I think this is where he can really flex the creativity, the mechanical mastery that he's got. There's nothing he can't do with a Rocket League ball. Nass is starting to get into dangerous territory. You can give a game away to Zen, but you have to at least keep in touch with him in this one. Right now,
Good challenge. Dribbling reset.
I think that's
Gol?
the perfect
No.
way to describe it.
Hostia.
Zen needs to get broken out of
No lo deja
flow
jugar,
state in order for Nass to have a chance. And I think once he has, we have seen
Buena
Zen
salvada.
maybe not always be able to re-enter it. But he's there right now. Nass maybe getting a good goal from the air.
Nice, se le fue.
But that's such a tough setup to try and make something out of. Normally it's going to take maybe multiple resets to make up for that bad of a first touch. Now instead, it's going to be Zen.
¿Pero qué es eso? What the fuck?
Flick is actually just a little bit too
Un
much
pelín alta
power.
le salió.
He's going to turn in on the ball to force Nass to launch this away. Is he going to try a redirect? No, it's just going to clear it out. Maybe he
Like a
was,
chat.
but he didn't quite hit it.
He made sure to get contact, that's for sure. Nass is sticking to flicks mostly in offense. That's a great follow-up touch though. Can he put it? Oh no, he can't. Nass didn't have the boost and he didn't have the power from that angle. Zen with a chance to make it two. Flick
Uy, sí llegó,
not quite early enough.
What a save.
Said it before today. I'd like
Hostia, no llegó
to
el
see
Zen.
Zen dropping the
Parece que
ball
sí
into
llegaba
hard
también él.
shots. I think his shooting's been spectacular. Nass does get the goal this time, just getting between Zen and the near post.
Cuando en split flip llegaba.
Tight window to take that long shot in. Nass, really important save and counter to stay in this one. Now another kickoff win. We'll take
Creo que se confió un poco.
boost and see if he can't keep him there for an extended period of time. Zen across the net. Nass will just take the other one and now take up to the air. Zen has pads, but Nass is just going to dribble it to the top left.
Al ángulo.
Zen did miss one small pad here that he was looking for. I don't know if it would have mattered though. Nass has done so well with that. Putting it straight in the top corner.
No tenía
He's behind the
turbo.
ball as well, so he's squashing it in. Zen
No,
would
pero
have
si hubiera
really
llegado.
needed to hit that hard to keep it out. Nass just inside half time. Leads by 1. A low scoring game, and it might be a little bit more Nass favored. Yes, it is. As a kickoff goes his
Kickoff
way.
para Nass.
Let's see. Was he going back to the push strategy? He was. Kind of pushing it to the right there with the single jump.
Yeah, Nass kept it lower to the ground, muscled it through, and just faster on the dash. Now both these guys going to go back to a standard kickoff that is Nass favorite for the moment, and should be able to save this and control it though. So he'll be the first one with a real dangerous attack. Reset carry. Lots of bump. Nass goes full lead. Now
Esquivó la...
Nass needs to go quickly.
el
Zen's going to
bumpeo.
have a pretty poor recovery, or at least he should be recovering late. Nass still got a bit of a mistouch and actually ended up launching it into the corner. Never really had a chance to put it on net.
Yeah, it was a great save from Nass. Just going to try and play some solid defense here against Zen. Try to avoid mistakes. Nass is so good at doing as part of what makes him such a great player. He doesn't give the opponent anything free to work with.
Lo quiere
He's not
bumpear, pero
going
no
to give
puede.
Zen anything in this play. No boost, no possession. Can Nass put it in the back of the net again? Sets up a flick, fakes it, 50s it through, and it's 4-1.
Fake de flip.
Totally understand
Flick.
why Zen jumped here. We've seen Nass hit that flick before, and he positions the ball perfectly where it's the most lethal.
Y la tira para
If
abajo.
he doesn't jump early, he's going to get got by the flick. Nass, I've said it many times before, never has a plan. He just gets prepared for anything, and when he sees what the defender is giving him, he'll take it. This time he takes it low when Zen jumps.
Reset.
Now reset wave dash, able to cover that somehow.
Buena salvada.
Nass jumped up and was covering fairly high in the air, and yet still kept the low 50 out.
Yeah, I don't know how
The
he's
challenge.
managed to get goal side of that in such a strong way. Zen just pushing him off for the boost there. Needs to get a goal pretty soon. Otherwise it's going to get
Yeah.
very risky, and it's going to be Nass getting a goal actually. Shots down Zen
Muy
early
bien,
here, not
Previc.
giving him any space for the aerial play. And this is becoming a very Nass favorite game.
He's taking him out of flow states. It's official, 1 goal in only 3 minutes 30. That is not flow state for Zen. So he's making him think
Llegas, ¿eh?
twice.
Sí, sí.
Starting to, you know, really dictate the game a little bit. Zen having to just
Dribbling,
barely dodge in
reset,
his own
goal.
net. And Nass is the one striking through the air now.
Wow,
Muy
Nass
dominada
on
es
a great
mecánica.
streak here. Every single kickoff that he's won, he's piling the pressure onto Zen. He just can't survive. Almost no one can survive indefinitely against Nass in offense. He's one of the best, if not the best, at keeping an attack going in 1v1.
Mal saque de Nass.
Delayed kickoff. He's going to get one back. Still plenty of time to
Igualito
make
esa.
this work for Zen,
6-2.
especially a player who's as capable as he is in the air. I mean, when you can score with every attack you take, all it comes down to is getting the ball 4 times in a minute.
This one is potentially going to go Nass favored as they 50 each other. Nass doing some checks to see what Zen's going to do.
Nass,
Zen
goal.
the ceiling behind the ball. I wasn't watching Zen POV, but I'm not sure what he's doing up there.
He thought Nass was going to go for an aerial play, but Nass just cuts it infield. I think Zen thought the ball was more on the wall than it was, and he expected Nass to be going high there. 7-2 though, Nass firmly in control. Zen going to keep playing. Of course, you can forfeit
Este muy
in
igualado
the
este.
second half of a one's game, but
Kickoff muy
like I
igualado.
said before, Zen is more than capable of
dribbling.
scoring
Reset.
enough goals in this time frame.
Uf, le entra muy rápido el Nass.
The more difficult part is getting Nass off the ball as he makes
Buena.
it 8-2.
8-2.
And yeah, now it's becoming, even for Zen, pretty impossible.
Yeah, it's not easy. You know, I don't think we've ever seen a kickoff, or sorry, a forfeit after the kickoff like you've wanted, but you know,
Kickoff
there's
para
always a
Nass.
chance if this kickoff had gone straight to his net, but now that it hasn't,
¿Gol?
you know, Zen
No.
is playing for the
Buena
rest of
salvada
the
de Zen,
series
eh.
here in these moments. Nass really needs to stay locked in, though. I would say there's a lot to be gained as Zen's gonna
Control.
pass the ball. This feels like a really big forfeit moment to where somebody misses the
Flick.
dive like that. Yep, I was watching Zen's
Yeah.
car, stop moving, he's had enough, we're gonna head to game 3.
Queda mal colocado el Zen.
I'm interested because Zen could be just trying some other kickoff strategies. He lost a lot of kickoffs in this game. He's got different kickoffs to go to, of course.
De momento van bastante igualados, 1-1.
You know, trying to figure out what works against Nass right now. Nass is going to keep adapting. We talked about it. He's one of the most adaptable players during a series. He's clearly made the necessary adaptations here to take Zen down in the second game, and by a large margin as well. So now that the ball's back in Zen's court, what is he going to do?
Sentí un poco preocupado Zen. Vamos a ver si la siguiente partida puede ganar.
Zen has the ability to peak above everybody else, but he'll need to maintain that over the course of an entire series to take down somebody like Nass, who is able to maybe hold this rock solid level a little bit more consistently. I think that's why both of us kind of favoring Nass. If Zen wins, it'll be a magical run, and I think on land as well. But he has to, you know, keep the magic alive. Nass definitely stopped that here in this game. He wants to play a one-style match like he's always done, and he's found that on Forbidden Temple.
Yeah, Nass will be playing for more of the same. Zen, no doubt going to be theory crafting right now, thinking about what kickoff he wants to go for next. Is he going to try to stick to what's been helping him a lot today, the slightly delayed wave dash recovery kickoff? We talked about it in the pre-show a few hours ago. Zen's just arriving slightly later, letting his opponent hit the ball into him and then trying to control where it goes after that. But it's easier said than done when Nass is the player hitting it into you. He could
Los mejores jugadores de Norteamérica.
well. Let's see.
De Europa, quise decir.
Nass is going to have this one, and that's a terrible start for Zen. It's Nass again, crushing it from the center circle.
Yeah, he just gets goal side of the ball, and Zen is trying
to
ganando
Nass.
That side ball is going very diagonal on. He's going to have another opportunity to maybe adjust, or we might see more of the same. Zen delays this time. He's going to delay on the diagonal as well. I think that's not a bad idea. I was talking about that in his match against Mawkzy. He had almost
qué buena tú.
reset from Nass when he sees Zen coming to challenge.
Nass is just so good from these positions. If Zen goes, Nass can outplay him. If Zen backs off, Nass can just continue.
Fue como un pop reset, ¿no? Es súper rápido.
Always a position that's going to favor the attacker when they've got the aerial mechanics that these guys
Un reset rápido más bien.
This is all going back to the kickoffs. Nass is in control again. He is running rings around Zen. It's going to be 3-0 in 20 seconds.
0 para Nass.
Nass is showing everybody what he can do. I think going into the last RLCS 1v1, you know, he had been the tournament winner most recently and might have even been the favorite at the start of that tournament. I think minus a couple matches right before this tournament, I was
le ganó Nass otra vez ahí.
looking like that top guy. He's showing,
no le salía.
you know, he's in the argument. If he can play well, as Zen is going to have his pinch stopped, I think he can move his way into huge, you know, 1v1 historic status. But we'll wait until he's actually won.
El dribbling bomb.
Nass makes it 4-0.
Yeah, Zen just kind of floating in the way of this one. He made himself a target, and Nass sniped him. You know, if Nass is coming at Zen that quickly, I think he might think twice about hovering in front of him like he did there. Especially when you don't have a flip available. You've already jumped twice, you're up in the air, you're committed, so it's just all that easier.
No, aquí le regaló el Zen. Puedo haber hecho otra cosa.
We've seen Zen make comebacks before, and he is going to go back to that hovering strategy. This time Nass's first touch is
no.
just baits him in. He's going to walk it in for 5.
Qué buena.
I thought Nass was maybe not even
Se la comió completita el Zen.
because Zen was so early, but Nass decided to pop it up a little bit before going underneath, and then he really could have afforded that walk.
Faking.
Try and tilt Zen. He's on an insane run right now, connecting this into the last game. 5-0 here. It's not even a minute down in game number 3. Nass is building the cushion he can use to hold on to for the rest of this game, as you cannot forfeit until over halfway through, and Zen really shouldn't be.
Sesión de Zen.
We've seen these kind of come before, and
what the flick?
will help him do it.
You know what? When he's got space on the ground, he is so good at this. I would like to see Nass pressure Zen more there, because Zen has looked a bit wobbly when he's had to deal with pressure while he's dribbling.
El ángulo.
But that was absolutely perfect. Top right corner with a ton of power. Nobody's saving that.
Top corner.
Nass is going to be likely in control of this kickoff yet again, even though Zen gets to throw it on net. The game will say he took a shot, but not really. In fact, he really should not have dove on the follow-up. I'm surprised he did.
Viene
Nass
Brasil.
probably feels good about that fact that he wanted to try and get a 50. He said, sure, I've got boost advantage. You can go flying over the top of me. I'm going to recover better, and I'm going to get a goal.
Well, yeah, I think that's the symptom of a bit of frustration from Zen. He's been losing a lot of the kickoff possessions. The ball's either immediately in his net or immediately going towards his net. And he is having to make saves on low boost while Nass runs around with 100. So yeah, those frustrated challenges, you can understand why they're happening. Zen here trying to pinch that off the inside of his own post, could not get the right touch. But even if he does, it's still going to be a tough position with Nass coming in full speed for the next play.
Zen he hasn't been able to play in this game. Nass hasn't let him. Every kickoff, he gets control, and this will be another one. Zen desperately wants to play. That's why we see him diving in. He wants to be relevant in the the play, but Nass, who has control, gets to decide whatever goes on, and now this is another
Se equivocó Nass. ¿Va a ser gol de Zen? No. La sacó.
Low boost, probably has to leave the play. Nass gonna take a long shot, but actually big mistake to put it straight down on the ground.
Dios, qué rápido se recuperó.
And he handled what was gonna be an open net. Did Zen dive in too deep? He did with
10 gol todavía. What the fuck?
That is just crazy. I mean, Nass.
That's crazy, bro.
Zen looks so normal. This is something nobody's been able to do this whole weekend. You know, Osaf beat Zen 4-1 in the upper bracket yesterday, but the games were a lot closer to this. 8-1, and it looks like Nass could score more. We're barely 2 minutes into the game, and he's scored 4 goals per minute against the best player in the world.
This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, and he almost didn't allow Zen more. That could be so frustrating too, but Zen forced a tough save out of Nass. The backflip shot was pretty powerful, but the follow-up is there as well. This game can get rolling off of the back of kickoffs, but you know, it's hard to believe. I feel like any player who has a strong kickoff can make any sort of comeback. You can always dream, but that's never been Zen's strength. We haven't highlighted his strength. He's gonna catch a demo here. Nass looked like he was maybe trying to undercut Zen or something, but he's the one who dies.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nass is trying to get underneath Zen here, mid-flip, and trip him up. If Nass trips up Zen, it's going to be a goal for Nass, but Zen lands on him with a demo. Definitely a risky play there by Nass. Didn't work out this time. He's just so good at baiting Zen into these 50s. Trying to get the ball to go anywhere else, but where it's going where Nass wants to look at. He just drives away as soon as Zen makes a commitment to the ball. Perfectly controlling the engagement.
Nass is comfortable now, and he's got no reason not to be. He's going to delay here to stay one step ahead. Picks up the boost. Looked like he was hoping for a touch, but didn't get it, and now is staying on top of the ball. Maybe for good reason. He's potentially got.
He doesn't
want to take a dribble. He's going to go down to the ground
and
dribbling. The bounce instead.
Reset.
Still up to top
Bompeo,
¿no? Wants a bump.
Yeah, sí.
Cannot get the save.
That's a really good play by Zen. You know, we've been seeing the evolution of his irritable bump game. This time he's got his flip and he's flipping into Nass just to make it even harder to get a save. And there's still a long time left. The main issue for Zen, though, is he can't get consistent possession from the kickoff. We're going to need to see more tricks from him if that is going to change.
Yeah, maybe throw, you know, a full-on fake, a delay. Yeah. Sometimes you could just leave the kickoff. You know, we've seen players just on diagonals half flip away. Yeah. And we haven't really seen anybody do that yet today. It could work to throw Nass off here or there. A little bit more creativity. Might get yourself a possession that you can then convert into a few in a row. But Nass is so filthy when he has control. And he's going to wave dash this to the post.
I mean, he can make a move on that ball anytime he wants. And instead of flipping it on target, he goes into the post to himself. And again, just like game 2, Zen is going to stick in this. Like you mentioned, he could just half flip on the diagonal. He could be going for full fakes. But I want to see bigger delays from him on the offset spot. I think that's what Zen really needs. He's still got time, and he flicks it past Nass to make it 5.
Okay.
This is absolutely still a game if Zen can get Nass out of his kickoff repertoire and into something a bit more Zen focused.
¿Le dará tiempo a Zen? Imposible casi.
Certainly possible, but even if it's not possible, even if he just gets a few goals, it could mean something in terms of the confidence going forward. Let Nass know, you know, you aren't controlling this series anymore. You could tell that I'm starting to find a spark here and there, and that was maybe an opportunity as Nass can stare down and see, is Zen close?
Pero un dribbling.
Zen's not going to dive, so I'm going to have a chance to wait this bounce out, play it into a dribble,
50.
try and muscle a 50 in.
Good defense by Zen to consecutive saves on Nass aerial plays. Just over a minute left. Nass returns the favor. Huge dunk on Zen.
Buena salvada.
With plenty time, he could walk in an 11th goal. With a minute yet to play, Nass is completely destroying Zen.
I don't have the scoregami open, but if Nass gets a few more, I think we could be looking at one here. It is a ton of goals. Not often do you see players power through. I think this is the magic of RLCS in terms of
there we go.
Early forfeits.
Fake.
That is a nice fake, but I think it could. Oh no, yeah, Nass gonna back off. So he's gonna get at least a 24 boost possession.
Control de Zen.
Wave dash, fake.
No.
This covers it.
So, you know, this is a better outcome than a lot of the kickoffs we've been seeing. So even though this hasn't resulted in a goal for Zen, he's still much more in this play, and he was in control of the ball there for a bit.
Pero un dribbling.
Some of the other ones.
¿Te tira Zen?
Nass is completely
casi.
net, so
Gol de Zen, creo ya.
we want to see Zen go back to that little delayed kickoff where he just turns
Rapidísimo defender el Nass.
on the diagonal spot. And like I mentioned before, I don't know if Zen knows
Y otro gol
the
más.
strategy in ones.
12-5.
Just half flipping away from the ball. But it is a strategy I've seen him do in 2s and 3s.
Creo que aquí no pueden dar forfait
so
en
maybe go for that.
la RLCS.
Maybe a coach is
Al menos en el main event.
Tell him to. This game's over though. Nass with a win.
Bueno, sí.
Zen's forfeited. 2-1
Sí, sí.
to Gentlemates Nass.
Puede.
Yeah, Zen has seen enough. We say he needs to lab the kickoffs. He did try something here or there. Maybe he already left.
That
did work. So let's go next game. I'm gonna start using this strategy in the next
Nass destroying Zen.
possession, not waste any time. Maybe he thinks he already has the advantage. Probably not. He probably just wants to go next because it was a little bit too much to overcome. But Nass in the zone. Zen, it looks like, is going to be taking a timeout. He is going to take a timeout. He's not liking what he's seeing.
Está un poco frustrado el Zenito. Jugar contra Nass es dificilísimo. Para mí el mejor del mundo en 1v1. Mejor que Newpo, mejor que Mawkzy, mejor que Díaz.
Zen tried to push the ball into the sidewall, and meanwhile Nass just got goal side and countered it. It's the classic.
Es el final boss.
Directly into the net
Nass.
off the sidewall bounce. I'd rather see Zen start off with either a fake, big delay, or just a half flip.
Hola, Juan Cruz.
Something to put Nass into manual mode. Like I think of it, Fear, like, you know when somebody tells you that you're now blinking and breathing manually, and then you're like, oh yeah. That's what Zen needs to do to Nass. Make him go into manual kickoff mode, manual Rocket League mode. Something you never want to do. You want to be playing in your flow state. Never want to be manually thinking.
I think you just probably made a ton of viewers manually breathe right now by saying that. So you're probably onto something. But yeah, I could be okay with Zen just throwing away every normal kickoff for this game. You know, just don't even take one ever and see what you can find, especially if he sees any early momentum with mixing it up and getting any sort of possession. Needs to recognize that he is always going to be outmatched anyways with the standard kickoffs against these guys who play so many more 1v1 games. Yeah. And clearly he's gotten a little bit of evidence that it's not working. So maybe just mix it up and you know, some people call it cheesing, but maybe like cheese the kickoff and try new strategies every time. Just to keep it at least even, if not maybe even Zen's favor.
He did have the drive kickoff earlier in the tournament. I think day one he used that. Did he use it at all today? I think he might have.
I think so. Yeah, I think at least someone did.
Yeah, so Zen, he does know other strategies. That's why we're talking about this.
De momento Nass está muy sólido. Toca ver qué pasa en los siguientes partidos.
This weekend than we've seen so far in the grand final, and you know, I'm sure he's still aware of these strats. It's all about being comfortable doing them in the moment under all this
La serie va 2-1. El primero que gane 4 partidos seguidos. No seguidos. En total, de 7 gana.
He went for another kickoff that we've seen a million times before, ones that have been favoring Nass, and we're right back into our comfortable little position here. Nass with a 100 boost and an opportunity to punish Zen, and he does just that.
That's just undefendable. I mean, Nass has slammed that top shelf. And Zen is just trying to hedge his bets. It looks like he doesn't want to go too high on the challenge to get low 50'd or to lose another wave dash shot to the bottom corner. But in doing so, he's left the top of the net open. Nass has gone straight through him again. And I think Nass might be able to get another one here. No, Zen does get back in the way this time. Nass took too long.
Buena salvada de Zen.
But still, I mean, this is not what we wanted to see. It's another Nass possession. He's been able to hold on to him.
Uy, se tira muy rápido.
El Nass has been so good at securing his goal off of his possession, and he's put on a masterclass right now. even right now, you know, Zen is trying to take control, but it's still Nass who is dictating what's happening. We'll see if this retreat back to his own half will allow Zen to get something going, and because he's so good in the air, he can just do this.
Dios, vaya control.
He can, but he'll just boom the ball off his back wall.
Se le fue un poco la bola ahí.
Though, is not much.
Yeah, he didn't want to use the last ounce of his boost to completely commit to the play. Rather have something left over to recover. And this time he does. It's a great shot and the read.
Oh, no,
on the goal line. Surely.
No te creo, tú, qué mala suerte tuvo ahí. Oh my god. Se apuró un poquito el Zen. Tenía que haber esperado un segundo más, creo yo. A mí también me suele pasar eso. De la presión. Pero creo que sí podía aguantar un poquito más. El Zen.
That's just unreal. I mean, he did well to get the shot off. Pouncing on the rebound as well. He had to be so quick to react to that, but no reward for Zen. Turns out he does not just get everything his way in Rocket League. He is in the trenches now. The challenge is real. Delayed flip. Nass blocks it. What a read in defense. He's holding Zen scoreless again as we approach 2 minutes into the game. Pinched by Nass. It doesn't go fast enough, so it's going to be another try for Zen.
Yeah, Nass is getting
Round, ahí dribbling.
I think getting confident by going for a pinch like
Round
that.
dribbling.
Normally he's
Ball.
so good at holding on to possession, but instead he said, you know what, I'm feeling so good, I'm going to try this pinch, even though it'll mean Zen finally gets control, something I haven't let him have. Zen gets to an air dribble and does his game.
And that's what he needs. He just needs a couple more plays where he can stay close in the overall score line and put in a banger. It's what he's so well known for. And Nass backing up Zen again, and now taking all the boost away. That shot wasn't supposed to go in, it was just supposed to keep Zen boost starved, while Nass steals all the hundreds. And then the low 50, I mean, he's adjusted
le va a hacer un fake.
earlier on.
No, clarísimo.
Now he's just rolling it in with a mind game.
He's just too good. He's the best in the game.
Es que la tirada por encima era muy obvia.
Just about any position on a wall to air dribble, I'll take Nass. Only the back wall maybe is for Diaz, but anywhere else, this guy's just too good. Every moment throughout the dribble, he has multiple different options. You can't challenge him at any moment, and it just makes people look silly, look like they're always choosing wrong, but it's because there is no correct option, there's only wrong choices. But Zen,
Posición de Zen. Uy.
Nass gonna miss a backflip, it'll be Zen goal.
Creo que se le puede haber sacado.
Big mistake by Nass now. Zen was completely zero, and Nass has just missed the ball. He tried to backflip that into his own post, maybe the crossbar, but he's completely missed it. That's a pretty shocking thing to see after how well he's been playing. Has Zen overextended? Oh no, Nass can't get the shot on target.
Buena demolición.
Now Zen has his space. Air dribble bomb and connects.
Nass was
coming, trying to get over the top of it, but Zen still made contact.
And just like that, the game and the series have turned on its head. Zen ties it. 2-2-2 on the score.
3-2-2-3.
I should say. And look at Zen is even looking over the ball. We saw Mawkzy do that against him earlier. He wants to see what Nass is doing. He's trying to spot a weakness.
Yeah, he's looking for those delays and getting ready to counter them. Nass hasn't been able to. It really comes down to his pinch. Zen is trying another full field redirect. Didn't make contact. Nass was probably ready if he did. And actually, I'm surprised Zen is able to dive back out and challenge this. I would have expected Nass to get a clean possession, but Zen has been able to take it right back.
Oh, muy buen 50.
Reset off his wheels and has a wave dash for the goal.
Zen absolutely in the gym for that 50. Absorbs Nass's challenge and puts himself in front by one. He has really had to work for this, and now it's up to Nass to respond. That mistake earlier has cost him what looked like a fully controlled, comfortable lead.
And Nass, had he not pinched that away, would he have never let Zen get something going? He is looking potentially for a demo right now. Zen trying to dodge it and recover back down. Nass is missing, but he's got the follow-up.
Well, okay, we can clearly see Nass is feeling the pressure as well, because that was wide open, and he's hit the post. Luckily for him, it bounces straight back out. I don't think he's so much as it's just come right.
Fue calculadísimo.
Okay, another tie game. Zen looks like he's finding entrances into the play, ways to challenge Nass, that maybe weren't happening earlier, and now Nass is in trouble here. Zen has 100, Nass on small pads. Round to air dribble is coming. Nass did not have time to get the corner boost. Actually, Zen just decided to keep it low, and it works out. Nass overthinking it. He's just flipped past the ball again in the challenge.
Zen knows he has boost and that his recoveries will be better. He's down to play
low
some
50,
low 50. That is then a race out to control the ball again. It's very likely to favor him, and he put just enough space between him and Nass to have it bounce right back out. Make it easy, barely even needed that boost advantage. Now he's got, he's had a few different boost steals. He's been very willing to go into Nass's corner to grab the 100. Nass has yet to really fully punish by getting quick shots. It's now Nass playing from behind, something we hadn't seen.
No, y la regaló el Zen.
As Nass can let this bounce off, he calls the bluff that Zen is not going to go for the follow. Now Nass into the air. He wants a bump on Zen. Zen gets through, but it still goes in.
5-5.
Nass capitalizes on Zen's
Bastante reñido ese
position.
partido.
Low boost shadowing. Pretty much impossible to stop a pop bump from that position, but could Zen have gone for the drive-through demo? I think he's maybe faking that too many times. I'd like to see him go for it at least once. Afraid to do it in such a close game.
Mirrored wave dash kickoffs, but it's Nass who's in favor, who is not taking it to the air this time. Instead, a very safe double jump, but Zen is recovered to the back wall. Will be able to clear this, force Nass back. Demo attempts does not connect. Zen wants to go for a second chance. Nass very aware of that. Now he's going to take it to the side wall where he has been so lethal. Will Zen try and stop him early? He does float up in the air, meets him at ceiling height. Even got a reset off this one, but might still be on defense as Nass picks up 100. And is right back to his favorite spot. Reset, down to the ground. Zen won't come in. He tries to get over the top of him in the top left, but Zen makes a save.
What a save by Zen.
Ojito.
That's as good as anyone you're going to see in RLCS ones this year. 14 seconds left. We're still all tied up. Zen needs this to keep the series tied. Nass could really take a massive advantage with the next goal, but he's got no boost to work with. Regulation should go to Zen here off his back wall.
Se lo lleva Zen, se lo lleva Nass. Reset. Justo rebotó.
He jumps high. He doesn't care if it hits the ground. It was a tough play to make, but Nass at least got it down there. Overtime into the kickoff. Nass is quickly in control in Zen's half, but a bit awkward as he's glued into the back wall. He's going to switch to the opposite ways.
Lleva la pelota a su campo. Controla. Hay dribbling. Ceiling.
Ceiling for the reset this time though. Falling down to the ground. The wave shot is in.
3-1.
Nass is just simply too good. You cannot defend against this guy.
Este partido era clave.
For the entire game, when he gets into these positions, the burst of acceleration that he gets when he wave dashes into the ball, it's just too fast for even Zen to react to. 3-1. Zen had his chances. Nass looking a little bit nervous at times, but he's taken 3 straight games.
Que el siguiente partido ya sea el definitivo.
And it's just a one more game needed for Nass to become EU RLCS 1v1 champion.
Nass, he clearly knows what his advantage is. Oh, in those final moments. I mean, it's interesting to look back at it now, considering how close the game was. With that 2-point swing for Zen not being able to score that. At the time that happened, Nass had insane momentum, but Nass went to his bread and butter in OT when he had that opportunity. He went to the sidewall air dribble. You see one right now. He's just so good, the best in the game in these positions in a 1v1. He will break you down. He will make the right choice, and here you see him going to the ceiling, noticing that he's got the wave dash down and powered into the nets. Nass takes his 3rd game. He has as many lives as you could almost hope for here to try and finish it out and be EU champion.
Yeah, still for Zen, if he can focus right now and think to himself, well, games 2 and 3 were one-sided losses. Game 4, I've figured out a lot of things that work there, and I've started to get back into the series here. Combine that with the fact that Nass did look nervous at times during that last game, and it's something that happened in last season's RLCS 1's tournament as well. Nass can get shaky in these positions if that
partido número 5.
Zen just learning one more thing. All he needs is like one more thing to go his way, and he's
Buen kick of the
very much
Nass.
still in this. But you cannot give Nass a big lead.
We have two players who are not afraid of the moments. These are LAN winners in both of them. 1v1 is a different beast when it comes to nerves. Nass on match point, always the hardest one to win, but he's done it many times before in many even tougher environments. So will he be able to lock it here? Or can Zen get something going? Zen is going to have a great opportunity here as Nass forced to back all the way back.
Llega. Uy, no. Mal flick de
has to use all that boost to recover, but he does. He gets the touches on the ball.
That's a critical touch for Nass. Zen was going to be clean through a goal if he didn't get that one. Zen can smell blood in the water here. He knows Nass is pretty close to zero boost. We can see he had just about zero. In fact, yeah, exactly.
Ay, la calculó bien el Zen.
Perfectly timed reverse challenge for 1-0. Back to the kickoff we go. It's been a weak part of Zen's game in this
llegando Nass.
And it's going to be a difficult position for him.
Roba los turbos.
Get-go here. Made a bit easier by his ability to generate speed in other means rather than using boost. But Nass is still the one attacking consistently.
Yeah, Nass way over pops this one though. Is down to reset. I don't want to see Zen allowing Nass to get to his wall to air dribble. Zen is sticking close. That's a moment when Nass was trying to set it up. He's been so good at it. Zen needs to be there to stop him. Now he's convinced Nass to play a little bit of ground game. A little flick, something he's learned from Mawkzy. Zen has that saved. Crucially, he forced Zen into net. Should slow down the recovery, but both these guys were so good. They've been doing such a good job of getting out of the net quickly and stopping any follow-up shots. Zen getting popped a little bit more. Stop this.
Nass wins out the close quarters battle. Both of them are giving each other love taps in this position. Now, honestly, good idea by Zen to half flip back there, but it wasn't fast enough. Nass ties it just past 90 seconds. He continues to control the game from the center circle, and he'll do so again here. To do this so consistently is so difficult. Oh, Zen's messed it up. He tried to snipe but he sniped his own top corner.
Yeah, Nass found a ton of power. Finally
just
on that. It goes in at 139 kilometers per hour. It was headed in, but Zen could not save it. He really just sped it up and maybe gave us our new fastest shot. Can't remember how fast the other shots were. 2-1, Nass, little delay.
Otra vez ganó Nass.
Mixing it up and doing what we were hoping Zen would do, but nice demo. The off-ball demo worked. Yeah. Nass picking the respawns, not good.
And that's a 1v1 move through and through. Zen, lower boost, but still realizes he can get supersonic and take Nass out again. The goal is his reward. Ties it with what could have been a losing kickoff. But he managed to turn it into his favor. Nass is going to win this one though. He seems like he's just coming out on top every single time. Zen pre-jumps, misses. Nass buries it. 3-2.
And if you haven't been watching the rest of the series, you might wonder, what is Zen doing? Why is he trying to cut Nass off? Because every other time Nass has gone up in the air uncontested, he scores anyway. So Zen tries to find a new way to cut him off, get up there early. The problem is at every moment of the dribble, Nass is ready to read you, and he will just tap it over and skip the dribble in the first place, send it back down to the ground, and retake the lead. This could be a good opportunity for Zen. He should be able to drop into his own back corner and grab 100.
Posesión de Zen, a ver qué hace. Pero un drible en gol. Bueno.
Perfectly done by Zen. Pops it right at the moment Nass is thinking about challenging. That forces Nass to turn in shadow. And shadow in defense is so difficult to defend. Air dribble bump switch. Zen might win this kickoff. That would be the first in a while. Looks like Nass is just too strong though. Reaffirms his control in that aspect for the game. Like I said earlier, it's so impressive that Nass can do this. He's just winning mechanically, winning the mind games, but okay, hold on. Zen's managed to trick him on this play. Nass must have thought Zen was leaving in this position because he's turned a bit sluggishly.
Se colocó mal Nass.
Yeah, he thought that was going to be a full retreat, which maybe he's been conditioned to think that Zen has given space a bit before, but I feel like he hasn't been going back too often. That's a bit of a mistake. He's not perfect, believe it or not, despite what we've seen from him recently.
Santo, dribbling.
He's not going to be able to get the bump that he would have hoped for.
Dribbling. No lo dejó el Nass.
And now taking it to this opposite corner, he is going to deny his air dribble, I would say, by going for the hook shot off the wall. Actually plays it infield a little bit faster than his normal air dribble. Now, low 50. Wow, impressive. Low 50, an aerial 50, but Zen stops it and counters.
5. Okay.
Playing defense by Zen. Nass trying a mind game that would have worked on pretty much any player in this competition. Somehow Zen sees it coming, gets in between Nass and the ball, so Nass could do nothing but watch as Zen scores at the other end. Both players
Gana
have
el 50
slightly
Nass.
delayed their kickoff here. Zen,
Bueno, ni tanto,
awkward, but he
pero
just
quité
loses the
turbo.
rest of the boost. It looked like you might be able to get there still. Eventually, wins the kickoff just. He barely gets away from it. Ceiling shot, double tap by Zen. Nass to the save.
Casi.
Nass respected
Uy,
him
voy a
so much.
golpear,
We see
tío.
both these guys hit double taps that nobody else can. Nass knows that Zen can't hit it. He needs
Dribbling.
to save it. Zen is
Oh.
gonna go flying past. He'll clip Nass.
Se tira un poco mal el Zen ahí.
Yeah, Zen really didn't want to be waiting on his goal line. You tell he doesn't want to react to those wave dash shots, ladies and gentlemen. He's flying out to contest Nass early now, almost without fail. Only the one goal advantage for
Kickoff
Zen.
a favor de
Nass is
Nass.
at the precipice of 1v1.
Bueno, ahí nos fue lo mejor hacer eso.
Championship. He will be playing against the winner from North America's
Ahí vemos.
RLCS ones.
Uf, el tiro no fue buena.
Zen, right now, is down by one in this
Reset.
game. Oh, that's a
Ay,
weak
le pegó
flick
muy
though by
suavito.
Zen. Lacking tons of power.
Oh.
Luckily for him, the recovery is good enough.
Buen recovery.
That's what I was talking about earlier. The recoveries have gotten to such a level that you can get away with even that. That one was very poor. He's going to dive and just barely make connection. Nass gets a double jump to intercept in a demo. That is not an easy demo to land. Nass quickly back up to the air. Zen just faking off that ceiling. He goes down to the ground.
Shot.
Oh, missed the final roll through from Nass to get that goal.
Goal.
That is absolutely ridiculous from Nass. Ceiling reset. And then the follow through flick mid-air. I mean, when somebody does that off
Buen goal.
a ground dribble, it's hard enough to stop. Never mind off an aerial. 54 seconds left. Zen's got to get the lead back again. He's won the kickoff though. This could be massive for him.
5-5 van.
To the midfield. Nass made such a tough
Muy volado.
challenge there. Zen did a good job putting the ball
Pumpeo.
in the worst place to get to if you're going off the ceiling. He kept it hovering at the midfield high. Nass able to make good contact. Now he's into a shadow. Zen loves his bump.
El dribbling.
Nass gets up
No le
early
deja.
to try and stop it. He's trying to look down and see what is Zen up to on the ground. How do I
Le
get
ganó el
it?
Nass. Llegó el Zen.
Oh, Zen has got the
5-6.
corner and forced it to nets.
That's such a brave challenge by Zen in the back corner. If Nass just gets a bit higher on that, it could go into the midfield. Zen spotted an angle that he could attack the ball with, but these are going to feel like the longest 26 seconds of the game that Zen has to hold on to. He's gone for that drive kickoff. That might help him out here. Can he get back to the ball? Yes, he can. This is what Zen needs to do. Just waste some time.
Zen has
bueno, ¿no?
been relying on that drive kickoff in multiple times when he tries to close
Opa.
out the series, and the kickoff mix-up
5-7.
works. Yes, the ball ends up back in his own half, but so
Se tira
often he's
rapidísimo.
able to gain control of it shortly after. He's done just that, and he has himself a winning position here in game number 5.
14 seconds to go. Nass needs a kickoff goal, or at least a very strong kickoff possession. He might get one. Both players are low boost fighting. They're bumping each other, but this will be fine for Zen. The
Pues este
ball
partido se lo lleva
is in a
Zen.
harmless location. He's won game 5.
5-7.
We're headed to Neo Tokyo.
De serie
Zen
van
is still in
3-2.
this. Seems like a few pendulums have swung back in his favor, including fear.
Round. Ahí
One of
dribbling.
the kickoffs going his way, actually more than one, but I want to see more drive kickoffs from this guy. That is such a cool strategy that he can mix in and keep Nass guessing.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, he's relying on it as his safety valve. He clearly thinks that it's a good strategy for him to maintain possession and secure a win. We've seen him do it a few different times now over the course of the tournament as a way to take some variability out of a kickoff that clearly
Uy,
has
aquí
not
casi
worked
llega,
his
eh.
way. When he's tried to play the kickoff
Se queda
regularly,
cerquita.
they don't work out. So every time he goes into a late game situation with the kickoff, he knows I can't go back to what I'm normally doing. I'm gonna have to do something different. And what he prefers right now is that drive kickoff to control the play.
Yeah, if he could just do that earlier in the game, I think he might even, as Nash scored one of the best goals we've seen this tournament just quietly, but yeah, Zen got a goal off of that drive kickoff on the counter-attack that came afterwards. If he can do that strategy in the middle of the game instead of waiting until the end of the game, I like it at the end of the game as well, but in the middle of the game, he might just get a free goal if Nass delays, which Nass has been doing. If Nass delays is by a sufficient amount, Zen might just chip the ball past him and have an open net. So I want to see it in the first half of the game here. Even, you know, maybe not the first kickoff of the game. He could go for it here, but at some point, we're hoping to see that strategy again.
Yeah, and we saw at least at one point people checking over the top of the ball to kind of check for those delays, and that is, you know, a great way to
Kickoff
counter
para
that.
Nass.
Maybe you don't even need to check over
Pero
because
le
the
regaló.
backup plan is if they do arrive, you have, you know, what happened to Zen in the last one. Great catch. Way to dodge the demo. Keeps boosting in the air so he doesn't land, so Nass can't take him off the map.
Oh, it's so clean by Zen. Perfect catch and flick, and then just
No alcanzó a empujarlo un poco.
who was coming in to try and trip him up. This is where Nass will seriously start to get nervous. He needed a 5-goal comeback against OSAP
Kickoff para Nass
in
otra
the
vez.
semi-final to win on Neo Tokyo.
El kickoff muy potente al Nass.
Go that far ahead. It will not be as easy to come back from. But okay,
Buen
early
50,
on, we're seeing Zen diving in high for a challenge, and Nass low 50s it under him. So
Low
next
50s,
time Zen's
sí, sí.
gonna need to stay lower. And Nass might try to counter by flicking high.
Tremendo.
You always just want to be the one to be
Este
one
kickoff sí
step
lo
ahead,
ganas,
and it's
sí.
tough. It's a
¿Lo mete?
battle. Who's going to
Yeah.
decide what?
No.
This is a great sign for the Zen
Okay.
fans out there, and I think there's a couple Zen fans out there who want to see him win this one. He's able to even kind of muscle off Nass. He got in his way, accepting the little bump in order to keep Nass from rotating back to secure that goal.
Zen's got to keep toe-to-toe with the kickoffs as much as he can. That's a really good touch. Nass
Kickoff
wants to
bastante
go. He
igualado.
does go. He's completely boostless here. Zen's got an advantage. It's like Nass might have picked him out anyway. What a play by
Fue gol de Nass
Nass.
eso.
He just twitched his
La
car
troleó el Senna.
to make Zen think that he's gonna go.
Ay, sí, la botó ahí mal.
Jumped up, lost control.
Tenía
Opened net
turbo,
for
el
the
Nass
Rocket.
tenía turbo, tú. Oh,
This series has been back and forth. It's going to be Cinema 1v1 has a way of always producing content. And we have got some right here as Nass looking to try and retake control of the series. Actually pretty quick off the wall. And it's going to allow Zen a wall to air dribble. Nass deciding to wait on the
no, no
ground.
tiene
Go
reset.
fake
Ahora sí.
high, let Zen get to work, but
Ay,
Nass
pero
able to react on the goal line, make the
el tiro
play.
muy suave le salió.
Now looking to try and force the issue the other way, but
Mal
a
flick.
wise flick is going to lead to Zen having control.
Yeah, that's a small moment right now, but could be an indicator of a larger trend. Missed flicks in ones usually mean nerves are starting to creep in. Nass flicks early here, just keeps it simple. He's not going to run the risk of missing in a more dangerous position. Oh, that's good use of power slide in the landing by Zen. He manages to keep his momentum. He would have otherwise lost it, but Nass saves it into his crossbar and has control on the follow-up.
Yeah, very intentional by Nass. He is using that as ability to set up his, end of possession for Zen. If he just throws it to the back wall, possession will continue and he'll be in tough shape. So he's worth taking that risk. This is going to be a tough bounce for Zen as Nass waits on the ground. Doesn't believe in Zen's ability to get an angle, so he's going to stay glued down.
Se coloca rapidísimo.
Zen did not find one. Now Nass the other way. Hasn't really been able to find the power on the flicks that I think he would like. There's been a few moments where it's probably scoreable if he did get it. This one has a little bit
Ay,
more
le salió un poco suave.
coverage.
Yeah, these flicks are not full power from
Easy
Nass.
save.
He's lacking power on all of these, at least compared to what we know he's capable of. He's definitely feeling the nerves here. We saw it a little bit in the last game. We're seeing it more in this one. And of course, the nerves are an all-time high in RLCS 1s. You got no teammates to help you out. You've got no teammates to challenge for you. Nass pretty jump in air there. Zen takes to the scenic route and bounces it past
lo que le hizo, qué
That's
loco.
an absolute shambles. As Zen
Faking.
takes a 1-goal lead.
This is such a mental win for Zen to
Primero
get
por arriba,
on
no.
the fake and then
Por
to
abajo.
pull off. Just
La dejó
hurts so much
vaya sola.
to watch that ball bounce in.
Fue con delay un poco ahí.
Zen just left it and Nass could not recover in order to stop it. Now gonna play from behind. Zen has done the impossible.
Hostias, bien calculado.
Side flip for a goal.
And we're inside the second half of the game. Zen is starting to ramp up as the series goes on. Think back to games 2 and 3. Zen was getting absolutely farmed. He loses game 4 in much closer fashion, and since then, it's been getting just a little bit better for him every passing minute.
No, muy fácil de sacarse
Nass
bola.
has got to find an answer. He's got to respond, because Zen is gaining confidence.
Nass was hoping to cut that in really tight to punish Zen, but Zen dove out. This is way over the top. Zen wants to control it. Almost became a victim of a demo. Wow. But managed to survive. This ball is just a little bit off
Posesión de
target.
Nass.
And Nass will look
El
to go the
dribbling.
distance. Zen floating up to ceiling heights. Nass waiting for that
Challenge.
50, hoping the follow-up will be in his favor. He's able to grab Zen's boost, but Zen will be able to at least buy a bit of space. Again, Nass not going to the sidewall. He wants to bring this right back on target. Punish Zen for being out of position.
Ay, se tira un poco mal el Zen ahí.
And Nass sticking to his guns. Even though his flicks have been suboptimal in this game, he believes he's got what it takes to get goals using more in the future. That one worked. 1 minute and 41 left. 1 goal in it. Zen delays a kickoff big time. Nass has bounced off the top of the ball there, so his recovery is going to be just about as slow as you get. He is back here, but his boost is low. Does so well to stick to the ball though.
Trying to launch it away. He's going to be able to reset on 100. Turns in field. Zen pass to himself. A little bit of separation between him and the ball, and Nass sees that and uses that as his opportunity to pounce and try and take it away. You need to have such good control of the ball that at any moment, it looks like there's no challenge available. Zen definitely not lacking power on that flick that he uses essentially to clear the ball. As Nass to live with his 1 boost that he has. In fact,
no, la regalé.
He's going to back off and let Zen go to work. Zen's flicks have been a little bit stronger. He's going to try and slow down, pop the ball up, but he missed. And Nass gets the play.
Yeah, he's trying to go high there, but Nass is not falling for it.
Oh my god.
Saved by Zen at the other end though. He misses the boost, has to go back for it. Nass also committed. Misses his bump on the exit. This is Zen's play to take an advantage of the game, but Nass has tripped him. 44 seconds left. It still could be Zen putting the pressure on.
Zen has boost, they both do. Shot, he baits Nass in! Nass thought they were going to be doing another set of air dribbles where they try and match each other. He thought he could get closer, maybe even shadow. Zen says, I'll just shoot it! I'll just shoot it on the net if you pull in, and gets it over the top for a 2-goal lead.
I've been waiting for when he's going to go back to this. His shots today have been absolutely unreal. Zen by 2. 37 seconds to go, but that might just be straight in. It goes boost on out. Nass with 100 boost though. Turns it back around quickly. Delays the flick. But Zen doesn't involved for the mind game.
Nass trying to bump to secure this, but he's just passed him out.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, he had to pass off the back wall too, but then Zen confirming that Demo also does not allow that counterattack. Zen has the ball. Nass immediately dives. He's all in.
Sí, le gana el Nass.
And it works.
Wow.
Well, Zen was on the finish line. And then out of nowhere, Nass spawns in. It's a double tap with the ground.
Creo que el Zen tiene que haber metido un poco de delay. Por eso le quito la bola al Nass. Lo hizo demasiado rápido. Pero otra vez sabía que iba a ser así.
He's got to reset off the back wall. Zen is trying to camp out and cover the angles. It's going to be a backflip flick to pop it up in front. This one is not.
GG. Wow. 3-3. Partidazo. Último partido. El que gana esta, gana la gran final.
Timeout Nass. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2nd season in a row, 100% of RLCS 1v1 seasons in EU, we are going to Game 7 in the Grand Final. Long-time 1v1 fans will know that this is by far the most scripted game mode in Rocket League. And this is one of the reasons. We just keep on seeing Game 7s in Grand Finals and tournaments. We've got another one here today.
Players are just too good. They've been refined at the end of this tournament. Anybody who wasn't on their game is not here. And what we have left are 2 players who are playing at the top
Aparte también el que gana
in general. It's not just 1v1. Players will include these 2 guys in their list
grupo directo para la
in the game right now. And they
RLCS, el mundial de la RLCS.
First, then it was in the 2's grand finals, then at the edge. Now it's the 1's grand final. It
the
all
1v1
comes down to one game, and Nass wants a breather before it. Nass has called timeout here before this Game 7.
I think that's smart. I think he's making a good move here, Nass. He's got to be feeling the pressure here. Zen, of all players, coming back against him. This is something we've seen before. Last year's iteration, Mawkzy led 3-1 over Drally, going into the 5th game of the series.
Sería guapo que pongan un contador de pulsaciones para saber cuántas pulsaciones están.
Game 7. So if Nass is trying to fully follow last year's script, then maybe he's just been going for the content farm, the Game 7 content. It doesn't look like it if you ask me. I think he has been trying to win the games, but right now, so far, we are following last year's tournament to the T in the grand final.
We'll talk about scripted. I mean, that's the script. They have to, you know, they have to follow the script here in this one. But I think in reality, we all know it is anybody's game here in this Game 7. It is such a big moment. If you are a fan of someone potentially winning the Triple Crown, then you have to be a fan of Zen here. He's your last chance for it to happen over here in EU. Atto could have done it as well, but Atto decided to skip the tournament, so it's just going to be Zen who has a chance. Nass has had enough of Vitality. He wants to take over as one of those names that gets brought up often as the best player in the the game. He likes it. He said it himself. When there's less people
el último gran partido
he feels better. There's only him and there's only
de la
Zen,
final
and it's game
de
number
1v1 de
First kickoff goes to Zen. He's got
Europa.
Nass in a terrible position. Shoots and first time scores. Zen leads already, just 7 seconds in.
Vale, se adelanta Zen.
Zen able to flip out ahead of Nass, prevent him from recovering well, and then such good placement. When you have that boost advantage, you know at most Nass has a double jump. He's not even going to jump there because he knows it's not worth the risk. If he gets
¿Para quién es?
both of his jumps with no boost, he's getting scored on later. You're just going to hope
Un poco
that Zen
disputado,
misses. And Zen did not miss. He does not
A ver qué
miss
hace
very
Nass.
often. Nass, now
Buena salvada.
one of his early opportunities. He's got some boost. He's trying to pop this ball up and keep it in play, but he's not going to be able to. And even left the midfield boost for Zen to refresh on here. As Zen tries to get a second goal. These guys are a little bit panicky here as they both jump early.
Muy bien pensado. Pues ya llega, sí, llega.
Times already. He's been millimeters away. Not the only player today who's almost had demos on Zen. We saw Raziers earlier, pixels away from it.
Baflick.
As we approach the end of the first minute of the grand final, both players have had chances, but Zen looks pretty poised.
Uy, lo que era
He's taking his time. He's not falling for Nass.
ser demo no le salió.
Nass looking for a low 50 there. Zen just goes straight for the ball.
No boost in the midfield respawning for Nass, so we're going to play a bit of a low boost game here for a bit until Zen decides it's time to put some separation on the ball. Goes to the back corner, and now they both have 100.
Hola, William.
Challenge, not phasing Zen at all, and he just lets Zen miss. He waits and takes a wide angle to try and stop an air dribble above, and then Zen gets mind gamed into just missing the shot on his own.
¿Juegas en eso?
Look at this, a turn of the roles here is
La
completely swapped.
RLCS.
Now it's Zen who's trying to bait
No,
the
no.
outplay, or rather the misplay. He is just trying to wait for Nass to jump in a bad direction, make a bad save. Zen has stopped trying to force out plays for the time being. Nass has held true in what remains to be an incredibly tense match. Zen with a skip from distance. It will not make it the whole distance of the pitch, but Nass has got to respect that.
It is
Oh my God,
such a
qué buena.
dangerous play to play. Nice fake here
1-1.
from Nass, but Zen has to know that this might happen. If you're
NP,
trying to
William.
redirect it across the length of the field, if you don't get it in the nets, you're probably just giving a possession to the other player. And a great little fake there to get Zen missing, and it's an equal game.
And Nass pulled that down so quickly. Zen was pretty fast to react, but not fast enough. That's going to be a beautiful bounce for Zen.
Fake kickoff.
Tries to fake Nass back
Buen
with the
control.
first jump. Nass stays
Opa,
long enough. Zen
ay.
missed his wave dash. That could have been
Pasó
free
el
play
wave
for him.
dash.
Still might be. He has to pre-flip back and deny Nass a near post shot. Nass is going for so many mind games, so to be
Control de
honest, so
Nass.
is Zen. Both players very fakey in this last
Mete presión Zen.
They're trying to take advantage of everything they've been able to do to each other over the course of 6 games.
Roma
Nass,
hay dribbling.
Air dribble lean back,
Reset.
Zen back down to the
Oh my
ground.
goodness.
Nass is going to try and take this and reset the possession, but a really heavy touch means it's not going to be the freest thing ever. Zen's going to make sure to hang out here and make
Corta.
sure he notices him close by.
big
Oh, no,
Nass
le salió
makes
mal.
a mistake on that first touch, so it's going to be Zen's control instead. He tries to flick over an early backflip challenge. There
Mal
was no
flick
early
de Zen
backflip
ahí.
challenge. Nass stays on the ground, makes the save, and is now the other way.
Nass just flicks it early. Had enough of that slow dribble. Still got the
Fácil
ball though. Closer range.
salvar esa
This one
pelota.
forces Zen to land awkwardly. Boost steal comes through for Nass. We're almost 3 minutes into the game and it's still tied 1-1. This is an incredibly close game, an incredibly low scoring game. 4-1-1 and Nass breaks
Gol
the
de Nass.
deadlock. Just
2-1.
waits for Zen to fly by. Slams it into the open net.
This is such good patience from Nass. You cannot just rush to the ball. You want to because you see an opening and you think if I go take that shot, I'm going to get a free one. But Zen sees the angle for Nass to the ball and is waiting to try and bump him if he looks for the shot. So Nass has to be patient, has to let Zen flip by and not get contact before he can get that shot.
Huge bump by Nass. He's won the kickoff as a result, and the simple
Hostia.
play works out.
Tremendo
Zen
flick.
flipping on the spot. He didn't really cover much there. That goes right back to Nass bumping him on the kickoff, but yeah, Zen will feel that he could
Ay,
have
por
done better
poquito.
on that defensive play.
It feels like this 2-goal lead is bigger than I've ever felt a 2-goal lead is because it's been so close, not just in this series, but
Uf,
in
le
this
ganó otra
game
vez Nass el
7.
saque.
Every bit of margin matters so much. Nass bumping Zen. Does he have an angle on the net? He's going to try and score. He does.
Wow.
Dangerous move from Zen. He tried to bump Nass away, but Nass is the one with Bush in the position. He can recover faster of the two. And a 3-goal lead feels huge in such a low-scoring game. Zen has really struggled to create meaningful offense in Game 7.
And Can he get a few kickoffs in a row? That's the only way he brings this back. He has a save. He's trying to curve dash out of here to recover, and now he's going to get back to his corner boost. But Nass missed the
La fallé.
That is a gift from Nass, and
Oportunidad para
Zen
Zen.
to convert. He's into the air, has to adjust this dribble just a little bit with the touch, but Zen is good.
Ay, no salió bien.
The finish is still weak, and now Nass is going to be able to counter. It's 5-1.
Oh no, 5-1 ya.
There's mistakes both ways. Nass missed an open net. And then Zen fails to convert with a full pitch air dribble. You'd usually give it to him there, but you can see that even Zen, under the pressure of Game 7, starting to fall off a little bit mechanically. Still has time, but he's got to lock in here. He needs to be the player scoring the next goal.
Zen has the boost. Nass
Llega, sí, sí.
is not going to score on this one, but might make
¿Ese
Zen
demo?
think about him for a second. Zen
¿Así?
trying to control the dribble, actually really heavy first touch, close the distance between him and Nass, and allowed Nass to be able to challenge right away. Zen being patient, still huge advantage for him on the boost as Nass retreats the net. He sees the early
bueno.
challenge coming, he knew Nass
Se
was
le come, ¿no?
panicked, and he gets his goal.
5-2.
That's composure from Zen. What a catch and flick that is. No time for Nass to make a move towards the ball. Zen just knew it was likely Nass is going to go for it. But like you said, he's got to win some kickoffs here. He's not completely in desperation mode yet, but he's about to be if Nass can run about 20 more seconds off the clock.
He still has time to even fake kickoffs if he wanted to. They're a little bit slower, but they give him possession, and that's what matters. Maybe later he'll need to take
Ground,
even
ahí
more
dribbling.
risks, but air dribble
Reset.
reset for Zen. So good at this try.
Oh, no.
In the bottom left corner, but Nass
Sí le
right
adivinó.
now has a save
F.
and could maybe ice out this game with a really strong air dribble himself.
Reset no le dio, creo, sí le dio.
Is that a scam? I don't know, but he takes it down to the ground. 50s and stays in control of possession. Where is Zen at? Ground double from Nass.
Oh, no, se le fue.
Zen's gonna get the counter attack.
Oportunidad para Zen.
And now Nass
5-3.
is the player who's missed his shot. You know, both players have gone for it with the aerial game. But they've failed
26 segundos para que se acabe el partido.
Crossbar. And Zen rolls it in at the other end. He's got time here. 26 seconds. Only 2 goals needed.
Still has time to do a kickoff.
26 segundos sabremos quién es él.
Slight offset here. Isn't the easiest one to do.
Campeón de 1v1 de Europa.
Just rush down the ball. Standard kickoff from both in this crucial moment. And Nass is going to
No,
win it.
le ganó otra vez el Nass.
Oh, Zen, he felt like he had to do something here. I think he did. Nass has shot that one well. Zen trying to knock it into his back corner, not able to react fast enough. And now he does need a kickoff goal to stay in control.
Nass could end it. Will we see any mix-up from him? Delay from
Otra vez le
Zen.
ganó Nass.
Nass has it into the attacking corner. Is he going to try and do a possession play? He will.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
taking it to
GG.
his own half. Zen's trying to chase him down.
Nass campeón de Europa.
As Nass plays a bit of keep away. He wants to be the EU 1v1 champion. And
He's
he
done it.
has
Reset.
taken away. Resets.
50.
Is there a dunk?
No.
It doesn't matter. Nass is your EU 1v1 champion.
He staves off the comeback by Zen. Zen's
Uno
giving him a
más.
GG's congrats.
7-3.
Always so gracious in defeat.
La serie quedó
But it will be
4-3.
Nass, the champion, second year that he tried. And what a run he's made.
GG's
in
para
order
Nass.
to make it happen.
Bien
Now
jugado.
they go through the lower bracket, something we rarely see in RLCS these days.
Sabía que iba a ganar Nass.
Also beaten Zen in the grand final in a
Es más
game
tryhard.
7. I think deserve it, especially when
Uy,
you
¿qué
look at
pasó?
overall
El color,
the aggregate
la
score.
luz.
He definitely deserves this one.
Definitely. Nass.
Mucha saturación.
He has played so much solid 1v1. It would be a shame if he didn't come out as a 1v1 champion at any point during the RLCS. He's won such
¿Tú con quién
great
ibas,
tournaments before.
William?
Now,
¿Con el Zen o con el
finally
Nass?
gets to put that RLCS 1v1 title on his resume, and maybe could have a chance in the World Championships as well. He's going to have the winner of NA. He might come in there as one of the favorites.
¿El Zen?
Nass has a chance to cement his legacy as a 1v1 player, and he's done a lot for that here today in this game.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff by Nass. He's done well, and you know, congrats to Zen also. He's really the only player who's doing this, competing at such a high level in all 3 modes. He's made a major final in 3s. He's won the European 2s. He's made the final of EU 1s. Just truly one of one. But unfortunately for Zen, Nass is just too good. And it's the second big grand final he's taken him down in. First we had Boston, and now we've got this.
I see us on the broadcast right now, so I'm assuming
we're going this.
we have a technical issue right now, so that's why we're staring at our computers. But yeah,
production can't hear us. We can do whatever we want, and we can't get told off.
We are.
Start a poll.
This is our. RJ, yeah,
could you be quiet just in case production needs to talk to us through Twitch chat, please?
Wow. Hey, what a grand final though, Leaf. That was
unreal.
Unbelievable to get to game set. We wanted a champ fielder and wanted a Shogun on that field, and we finally got there. It was beautiful.
Oh,
yeah,
so good.
Absolutely nuts. I mean, I was hoping for an OT though, at least Shogi, at the end of this, because I think that would have been the perfect ending to this.
It's just, how do you play against Nass when all that pressure is on you? I was talking to CJ.
Los que le gusta más con juegos así.
As we came over, Nass plays
Yo la verdad que
like he sees checkmate in 10. And he's just, all right, you hope he makes a mistake at some point. You hope he doesn't see it.
Me da igual quién ganaba. Pero yo sabía que iba a ganar Nass.
So, I mean, just, what do you do against that? He's too good.
Yeah, he's
Sí, William.
Kickoff edge. You could hear Fear and Johnny throughout the entire series, pretty much talking about it, and he just has that poise under pressure as well, and you could just see Zen crumbling in that game 7. Nass, he'll be happy to get revenge, and I can't wait to speak to him as well to get his thoughts on that series, because yeah, what a grand final.
Yeah, no, I think it was funny because the ones we were talking about this before, how fun it is to watch, and I said earlier, my partner is even down there, not having watched a few RLCS in a row. I just heard her cheering at the end there. She was going Nass, so I guess she was right. We were wrong. But it was really fun to see how people are getting involved with this, the personalities, being able to see their cameras. We saw, through the death slams, the little bops to music as they listened to the music, or just the happiness as they got away with, some silly plays here and there. And I think overall, this was a really good showcase of what ones can do.
Yeah.
In terms of the esports, Shogi.
Can we talk about how cool it is as well? Where high level Rocket
Mira que cuando estaba viendo.
As cool as it is, we are so lucky where these players, they don't get a 1-goal lead and just go, okay, I'm gonna go and try and sit back. We're so lucky that high level Rocket League involves just, okay, I'm basically going to freestyle this, and that's actually the best way to play.
Yeah.
Nuts. Yeah, absolutely nuts. And I think we have a deserved 1v1 EU representative for the World Champ. It just makes you more excited the fact that we do have 4 players this time at Worlds for the 1v1. Rather than just having that grand final, we are going to get the best from each region. And yeah, they'll be going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I mean, CJ, looking at the matchups that we had and the quality that we got from all the players here in the European region, what...
Bueno, gente, hasta aquí la reacción a la RLCS de 1 vs 1. Nos vemos en un próximo directo. Chao. Tengan muy buena noche barra tarde.
To the individual talent that we have of some of the best 3v3 players even in Europe. You look at the fact we got Nass and Zen, and obviously